you're not going to have a point guard like him. Plus, you know what I mean? Like Karl Malone is not just like you know, that guy as a power forward. He's also what, a top 3 all-time like leading scorer. That's the combination
second.
there.
He's second time.
Second.
He is.
Yeah, fam.
Del, do you?
Come on, it's the truth. What the hell did I just say?
I don't know what you just said. I think it's time for your camera to shut off again. Del?
No.
Yo. Starting getting started, the player change way. Green light, supercharged, the player change way. Got shot, got Jordan, got Dale, got Jay. Yeah, the boy gon' get it started, the player change way. Hey, it's the player change way. Yeah, them boys gon' get it started, the player change way. The player change way. Come and switch lanes into the player change way.
Yo, welcome viewers, watchers, listeners, chatters. Shout out to Dalo Cruz. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. First time catching a live show. We know who you are, Dalo. We seen the TikTok. Welcome. Dub, would you like to get in your bag?
I'm not really getting in my bag. It's just, you know, before the stream started, Del was saying how AD was doing the exact same thing that Giannis was doing.
Said he was putting up the same kind of numbers Giannis was. Yes, okay. I believe that. Okay.
And what I'm saying to counteract that is that I never seen Giannis being able to grab 12, 13 rebounds consistently. At the same time.
You mean AD?
Oh yeah, AD. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I never seen AD being that glass cleaner that Giannis is, and at the same time being able to play make at the level that Giannis is. But I do think that
only one I will give you is the playmaking. I think Giannis has been a better playmaker than AD. That might be the only one I'll give you.
And then at the end of the day, man, I mean, Giannis got 2 back-to-back. Wait, is it back-to-back? Yeah, 2 back-to-back MVPs. So it's like I understand your whole idea of him doing similar to what Giannis did.
Let me ask you a question.
Do
you think if Anthony Davis was in the East, he would have got MVP already?
I don't think so, honestly.
I don't think a big can win MVP unless he's also like, you know, the offense is being ran through him.
But AD was the same kind of concept AD had in New Orleans. He was in the West, though, and he was still fighting in the West. Mm-hmm. His numbers, like, honestly, if you look at Anthony Davis Pelicans numbers, it's ridiculous. It's insane.
It is.
It's like it's insane. Like, it's insane. So, of course, Giannis in the East, and other than last year where it's like, of course, a lot of things had to happen for Giannis to over the hump. It was just a regular season team that was first place, and Giannis was the best player on the first aid team winning MVP. That's what they were. So that is true. So and he has the accolades, he has the defensive player, yes, of course. But in terms of who I would like, I would take Anthony Davis. Still to this day, maybe a change next year, but right now, I still feel AD on his best. I like Anthony Davis.
Who would you take? Who would you take, Shaq or Hakeem? A prime Shaq or a prime Hakeem?
You might lose this argument with me, but I'll probably take Hakeem.
Then you're consistent. You're consistent. Then I can't say anything because you're consistent.
But I think I have Hakeem over Shaq, though.
You do have Hakeem over Shaq. I mean, as long as you're consistent with that argument, I can't say anything because you're.
But I think that's a bad. I think that's a bad matchup because
that's not.
I think AD and Giannis is more favorable in terms of them also being able to put it on the floor, back to the basket, catch and shoot. Shaq was just all dominant, like throw it in the block and go. Like he was just literally like, I'm staying here and you guys gonna have to try something. They skill set, AD and Giannis skill set is more comparable than Shaq and Hakeem.
I get what Dub was saying. though. Dub's talking about pure brute force and then more just skill type of play.
But you know, I get that, but I think Giannis is not just brute force. Like me personally, I think he has a little catch and shoot.
He does have a little bag, but compared to AD,
it's just he just dunks. He just dunks hard. Pause.
Like who you starting the franchise with though? Are you starting with AD or Giannis? Keep in mind.
Injury?
Best ability is availability.
Right.
That's the only reason why I'm not choosing AD.
Yeah, you probably have to go, if you go with the injury factors because AD is hurt. Every game AD plays, I feel like he's getting hurt. And I don't know. Even tonight, watching it, I'm like, look, we call them in my group chat street clothes.
And Giannis done, twisted his leg and knee backwards like Willis McGahee and came back 2 games later and won the chip. So, he on some different level type stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
You
gonna ask me who I would take, or is the elephant just
go ahead
in the room?
I know who you going to take, man. I already know.
Yo, I'm like yesterday, today, and we're not talking about tomorrow, okay? Because Giannis is younger. His game is more well-rounded, if you ask me. When you would factor in the playmaking, the defense is neck and neck. Now that Giannis is able to shoot, it's kind of like, what does AD do that Giannis doesn't do?
Giannis is able to shoot, or you just go by him making 3 threes tonight?
I mean, he shoots it. He shoots it to the point where AD is a shooter, but I think AD is a shooter to his detriment because I think he needs to get inside the paint and on the block a little more. Giannis shoots enough. He shoots good enough now to the point where you got to respect it. AD was in the paint.
No one's still respecting Giannis's threes. I'm sorry. I don't know what you think.
No one was getting his
but that's why they won the chip too, though, right? And even they don't respect his free throws and however many he made in order to get them over the hump to win that chip.
He made that in that game. Like that game is what closed it out. But before then, he was still bricking. That game was a.
Well, how many players?
It was an anomaly.
If you're saying it's a fluke, that's cool. What I'm saying is Giannis, he's that strong mentally where he can just will himself to overcome that. I don't. How many players do you know? How many players do you know that don't know how to shoot? Know themselves that they don't know how, that they're not the best shooters, but they just don't care and they're just going to keep going and keep going.
Russell Westbrook every day.
Yeah, but Russ can't overcome. Russ can't just will himself because
Why do you know? Why
Russ can't
will himself to go off in big moments.
Russ went off in big moments. He's won buzzer beating 3 shots before.
He has.
But okay, what I'm saying is all big moments aren't equal. You know what I mean? If you do,
but I don't think you're him making the free throws in the finals. But you have to understand, Game 6 in your hometown, ready to close out. That probably was one of Giannis' easiest games to walk into.
And it may not be. It might be the biggest pressure because you at home.
Nah.
Everybody's yo, fam, you can't let this Wisconsin stay down. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you as well. This is a hard one to get into because at the end of the day, we don't know what type of pressure he was feeling within himself. But I do agree
it's on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, I'm with Euro to an extent as in
Giannis's closeout game.
Giannis's mentality as in, it was kind of like a Shaq mentality, as in, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get mine regardless how I'm going to get it. And if I make the free throw, I'll make it. If I miss the free throw, I'll miss it. But for that particular game, Giannis just made everything. Everything.
Can I say his shooting splits for tonight?
Go ahead.
He had 47, first of all. On 18 for 23, 3 for 4 from 3, 8 for 11 from the free throw line. And keep in mind, he did all of this against the Lakers, against AD, in 36 minutes.
So who you got?
It's not close. It's Giannis. And really, I'm going to tell you what it is. Remember when, what episode? Oh, Sports Fluent in the Gridiron, when he broke down what's the difference between Michael Jordan and Vince Carter? He said athletic-wise, they're the same type of person. They both, you can even argue Vince Carter might even be a little more athletic than Michael Jordan was. But what's the difference between both of them? What's between the ears? And that's what I'm saying with Giannis and AD. I think Giannis is just a lot more aggressive. He got more of a killer mentality, and he's just like, I'm winning by all means necessary. AD, he does go crazy. But I think it's just it's a little passivity in him that kind of turns me off of AD.
When did AD passivity came along to you?
I just think since he's been in the league. I've been saying this from the beginning. AD is a killer, but I think he got one more gear that he needs to hit.
Honestly, nobody was watching Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. He got them to the playoffs, his first team all NBA over and over countless times. And even the championship they won, I didn't see nothing you're talking about when they won the chip in the bubble. Nothing you're talking about right now. Before game 4 or 5, AD was the favorite to win Finals MVP. And then I think he had a bad game 5, and Bron played solid, and then Bron played better in game 6.
Ron, before you answer that, I want to say 2 things.
What's up?
Number 1, I'm mad as hell at you guys for stealing my little effect. Both of you guys, Ron and Dell, because y'all both stole it from me. I'm really upset about that.
I'm gonna give you props.
Number two is that AD was never in a position to, show that type of mentality that you're talking about. He never had a team that, was like, yo, that team can make one run to the championship.
But what about 3 years ago when Giannis was playing with Jabari? What about when they first started putting up that wall with Giannis, and he was literally dribbling through the wall, trying to.
What do you say? What does that have to do with
Giannis
anything?
has always been a killer. He's always trying to.
When he was trying to break the wall didn't come down.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But he was trying to break the wall. He was trying to break the wall. He wasn't sitting there he wasn't looking at the wall. He wasn't looking at the wall like, I'm stuck.
What you're saying doesn't make sense to AD, because when AD was in the playoffs against the Warriors, he was trying to hoop. He was losing. He was out there playing very well against the Warriors, but they had the better team. So I don't know what you're saying. The fact that Giannis just couldn't, quote unquote, break through the wall makes his willpower so much better. He both lost. His willpower is 1,000% better.
The chat is already on your head.
I mean, if we're comparing AD and Giannis, are we really sure that whatever team AD was dealing with, was working with in New Orleans, was just as good as whatever team was dealing with in Milwaukee?
That's what they're saying. I think that's what it sounds like, and I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
So hold on, let's just switch it right quick. You put AD on this Milwaukee team.
Wait,
what do they do?
I mean, that's also Eastern versus Western Conference. That's another factor.
They don't like to hear that. Him and Shaq hates that argument.
But it's a valid argument.
It's
maybe not as valid as it was
before,
10 years ago.
It's still a valid argument.
Well, I think the East is just as strong as the West. If
the East is better. The East is better.
That's what I'm saying.
The East has for sure gotten better, but people don't like to hear that.
But hold on, no. I'm saying last year, does AD win a championship in Milwaukee?
If the same thing happens, bro, the same cards, and AD is the best player, AD is 100% healthy, the same effect happened, I don't see why AD can't take him to the same spot. This is me personally. Why not?
So they beat your Nets?
If the same thing happened?
Yeah.
Probably, bro. KD was alone.
Okay.
Like literally alone.
And then what happens if you team up Bron and Giannis, though? That's my next question.
I don't get, what does that mean? I'm confused.
If you switch both players.
I told them Bron and Giannis won't work, but they don't believe that.
They're not gonna work.
That's kind of like, I mean, still, because I still believe that Russ is gonna work with Bron. I just believe when your talent is so far, elevated, I think you can
overcome it.
I mean, I don't see how they don't. Like
Russ and Bron can work, but not with the rest of the players on the team.
Okay.
They got to make some moves.
You think Tyler Horton? You think he makes a difference?
No.
He's not a catch and shoot. He's a great talent, but he's just a saying pound, go get a bucket. They don't need pound, go get a bucket.
Yeah.
They need Kyle Korver. They need a Wayne. They need. I don't even think Caruso, because he's not catch and shoot. He catch and shoot, but he's not a.
But he's an intangible guy, not just on defense, on offense too. So he's floating. He's like doing whatever he needs to do. Like, I think he gets easier buckets than THT does.
Possibly.
All right, let's get into it really quick. Shout out to the Brocialist, amazing username. First time live, welcome to Players Choice Live, and welcome back to another episode of Players Choice, the number one place to be for NBA hot takes and flop takes. Shout out to everyone joining us live on Twitch right now, SMCK77. If you're new to Players Choice, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, rate and review the podcast on whatever audio platform you're listening on. Join us on Discord to stay tapped into the community and everything going on in the world of Players Choice, and check out our website, smck77.com. Cop yourself some Players Choice merch. Dub and I are rocking the casual hats today.
Yeah, I want to let y'all know the reason I'm laughing is because I'm seeing what you guys are seeing in the chat because of JD, and you guys are hilarious.
I'm gonna read some of these because I know Dub doesn't have the chat up. What were you gonna say?
No, I literally, as soon as you said that, I literally went to the chat to see what they were saying. Somebody said Dub and alcohol is greater than Jesus and God. And-
Dub and alcohol better than Shaq
It
and
all-
Kobe.
It all started with Smokey saying, "Who trying to be a part of the Dub military?" Garb the Fisted goes, "Dub military?" Question mark. Ev Smitty, of course, Ev Smitty. Dub military is an army of casuals, low key.
Yo, bro, I don't care. Like,
Bro,
I'm crying over here in my little seat right
the
here.
chat has no chill, and I'm here for it. All right, let's get into the show. Starting with topic number 1, we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith on First Take. He said, "Kevin Durant, I'm sad for you, bro." He said, "You have no help, and more importantly than anything else, you made the wrong decision by going to Brooklyn." And he said that Kyrie Irving betrayed you. Del, I have to start with you on this. Is Stephen A. out of his mind? I mean, I know he's out of his mind, but what are your thoughts on these comments?
So he said some valid points, but I don't fully agree with him. In some parts, I don't agree with him. Some I do. Like I think I wrote in our chat earlier that people are taking the abandoned part out of context. Like they're looking at it like, oh, Kyrie's not playing. He's not playing because the vaccine. He left his brother hanging. But it's the only thing that I agree with is Kyrie is not. Okay, you play a sport, you have a team. It's a word called sacrifice. Everybody does it. Everybody does it to an extent. And for the most part, Kyrie has sacrificed. Like Kyrie probably made some sacrifice. KD made sacrifice. James Harden made sacrifice. That's what happens when you build a team. My thing is, Kyrie, you've sacrificed right now a little, but it's like how KD them in the media, how they're like, yo, that's what he want to do. We're going to support him. That's his decision. I feel there's a point in time that when Stephen A. say abandoned, I think he just basically means Kyrie in his mind is not giving Kevin and James that sacrifice of just like, yo, I'm going to suck this one up. Even what it's for, like, we know that you don't want to get back, but I'm going to suck this one up. Because I really and truly don't believe that Kyrie is like, oh, when they inject me, something's going to happen. I don't believe that.
Doesn't that equate to abandoning like KD and James? If he's like, yo, everybody is sacrificing like equally except for me. Like, I'm not willing to like, offer up what I need to offer up.
No. That's my point though. That part could be abandoned, but the way they were like, I think it was Dave. I think Dave was basically like, oh yeah, like he's like, I think Dave them didn't agree with that part. They was like, I think Dave didn't believe nothing Stephen A. said. He was just mad at him, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Dave hated everything that Stephen A.
The guy
said.
in the chat, and I don't know if Ron agreed with it. I don't think what Stephen A. said earlier. Because I feel I was talking to two people. You said something, and you said, wait, we'll talk about it on the show. That's what I'm trying to. But I'm
looking what I asked you right now.
It's the last thing. I think it's like the last thing, and that's what I'm trying to understand. But that's my point, though. That could be viewed as abandoned. That's what I was trying to get across to Dave and them. Like, yo, it's not abandonment how you guys are thinking. It's just like that's my man, and he not fully sacrificing for me like I sacrificed for him. And if you view it that way, abandonment is a strong word. He could have said sacrifice because people are going to take it out of context and look like, oh, he sees his brother struggling, who left him hanging, yada, yada, yada.
Dale, how is he sacrificing for KD?
I mean,
how is KD sacrificing for Kyrie?
I guess he took the vaccine with it.
Okay.
Like he took it. Like if this was Kevin, if this was whatever, I don't think. No, honestly, I believe most of the NBA players. I think a lot of them probably didn't want to take it. I don't think the only one that didn't feel like this is Kyrie. I think a lot of them wanted to take it. Of course, Kyrie is in his right mind. It's not Kyrie's fault he's not playing. I still don't blame it on Kyrie that New York City did that law. Because if the Brooklyn Nets was in Long Island, Kyrie could have played. Because they don't have that. It's just New York City. So it's not on Kyrie's fault that they mandated that for New York City. That's being a hotbed of people around, people not caring. And we got to do this.
That's the main thing I disagree with Stephen A. Smith, as in him saying that KD made the wrong decision and that Kyrie's abandoning him. I don't agree with that at all, because at the end of the day, this is a state mandate, you know? This is something not in Brooklyn's control, not in Kyrie's control. This is a whole state control at the end of the day.
I don't think he said that based on COVID though. Honestly, I think Stephen A is saying that like he would have said it anyway, if regardless of COVID, only because like most things he said when he was like, I know that they both were supposed to go to the Knicks. I know he went to Kyrie, he went to the Nets for Kyrie, yada yada yada. The biggest thing that he said in that is like, yo, them two for sure was headed for the Knicks. Like them, So when he said he made the wrong decision, and when he said the thing about the fans, you know, like I said, my brother works for the NBA, and he goes to games, and he always said like, yeah, it be rocking in Barclays, but it's just missing that one little, like whenever it's in the Garden. Any game, any play, if it's a close game, you feel that energy. You could watch it.
Oh yeah, I seen Obi Toppin making shots. They chant his name and everything.
If you watch a Knicks game or alley-oop or that energy you feel. So I think that's another big part of Stephen A saying if KD went to the Garden. I don't think you could imagine a Kevin Durant impact in Madison Square Garden. It would be ridiculous.
Like bigger than Melo?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, especially right now, because for the time when Melo walked up, it was rocking crazy.
Because Melo is like halfway home team. You know what I mean? Like, no, I know he's from B-more, but you know,
he's born in Brooklyn, but for sure. But for Melo, it was because Melo walked in a superstar at the time as a Knick, and it was crazy. But a Kevin Durant coming through, like it would have been, especially now, like making the Knicks with a Tom Thibodeau, with a. You know what I'm saying? I think
it would be so tough with KD right now.
It would be a sight to see.
Nah, but at the end of the day, though, I don't believe that Kevin Durant made the wrong decision because, listen, Kevin Durant made that decision before COVID hit. So if we really think about this, put this in perspective, if COVID never hit, Kyrie would still be playing and everything would be smooth sailing, honestly. Everything will be smooth sailing. So the fact that Stephen A is pushing this whole narrative that,
but he's not pushing that now though. Because I remember I watch First Take religiously. So it's like it might have been last year when the Knicks, Tibbs first year, the Knicks was playing good. They got to the playoffs. Stephen A said it. He said, yo, you could find it. Like he was like, yo, I'll tell you one thing. If Kyrie was playing as well, I'll try to find and send it. Kevin Durant will regret playing in Brooklyn and not coming to New York. He said that, but this is not his first time saying that. So I get your point. He's not just saying that because Kyrie was there. They was playing already. Like this was, it might have been, I'll try to find it. But no, not 2 years ago. It was last year, but it was even if COVID hit, Kyrie was on the court. I think the Brooklyn Nets had a game and the Knicks had a game. It's just the energy in New York. And he said the biggest thing is if he said it already, that Kevin Durant possibly will regret going to Brooklyn instead of, but it wasn't nothing to do with Kyrie. Just because of the end, like no matter what will happen, I think New York being good will always be better than Brooklyn being good.
Yeah, that's a fact.
For the city. It just will.
It's the city's team.
It's the city's team.
It's essentially like a different version of LA Lakers and Clippers. But the thing is, and this is why I can't take Stephen A. I don't want to say not serious, but like I take it with a grain of salt, whatever he says when it comes to those two franchises, because he's a Knick, number one. Plus, number two. We know he has an ego. You know, his ego is as big as Empire State Building. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because Kyrie is one of those guys that's like, you know, he's very anti-media. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands that there's narratives around everything like that or whatever. And Stephen A is one of those main guys that be pushing narratives. And so for Kyrie, for a very long time, right, was the marquee player in that section of the country, talking about New York City. And for him to be like, yo, I ain't trying to mess with Stephen A was basically shut out from breaking stories, making his bread and his, you know what I mean, that's his bread and butter, like being the guy, like, oh, you know, he always let people know, like, yo, I've talked to this guy very, very close. Let's be very, very clear. I know this guy and that guy or whatever. And everybody's like, yo, you capping. And Kyrie was like, yo, you're not about to do that with me. Like, I really don't rock with you or whatever. And so I feel like whatever he's saying, about Kevin Durant, why did that have to switch and like get refocused onto Kyrie? Because I got to be honest too, though. I didn't necessarily hear what he said, whatever we were talking about just now. But what I did hear was him talking about KD and his leadership, and that he's not being able to, like, he's never been put in a situation where he was the guy to have to like make things work. So, you know what I mean? He was with Russ. Russ was kind of like the alpha dog. He joined Golden State, where, you know, that was Steph's team. And of course, you know, Draymond being the guy. And now he followed, quote unquote, followed Kyrie to Brooklyn. And now he's been put in a position where he has no help, you know what I'm saying? And he has to be the guy, and he doesn't know necessarily how to do that because he's never been made to do that since he came into the league. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of that. I'm not saying that that's true, but that's my biggest takeaway. Is it true or not? Is KD a leader or not a leader? You know what I mean? We're going to have to wait and see.
He's always been lead by his game in my eyes. When I'm the eye test, just watching the game, just leading by the way that he plays the game. He's never been a vocal guy. But that depends on other players. Are players receptible to that kind of leadership? Because some people need somebody barking down, you know. No, of course, and
that was beautifully said.
I completely agree that you do need a vocal leader. You do need somebody to kind of bring everyone together and lead the ship, as you can say. But when you look at KD, like, if that's not him, that's not him. They just need someone else to step up and be the vocal leader, because KD's going to get it done regardless. But you just need someone to bring the group together. That could be the last guy on the bench if you respect that guy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
Yes. Like a UD in Miami.
Right.
Dub, who do you think the Brooklyn Nets leader is?
Honestly, I'm not sure. James Harden right now doesn't seem as if he's stepping up as being that guy. KD, I think it's always been the issue. I think it's always been the issue with KD is that he's always had the best talent in the world. He's always been that guy in the world, like JD has said. He's always had his game and everything. But at the end of the day, that leadership role is something that he's always been missing. And that's like the missing link. If KD had that leadership role, bro, I'm telling you, like, KD would have been a different breed. If you would have been that guy in OKC, like, yo, Russell, chill the hell out, let me do me, and then you just follow me. I'm telling you.
So hold on, Del. Dub, I have a question for you. I have a question. We might be going down the same route. So do you hold Kawhi Leonard to that same standard then?
No, because at the end of the day, Kawhi Leonard played. All right, let's keep it real. Kawhi Leonard won a championship, right? And the Spurs, where he wasn't really that main guy. He wasn't. When he won that championship in the Spurs, he wasn't that main guy. Yep. Then he went to the Toronto Raptors. And let's keep it real. If KD didn't get hurt, if Clay didn't get hurt, the Warriors probably would have won that series. But I'm not trying to discredit Kawhi Leonard, because at the end of the day, he did what he had to do. But I'm looking at Kawhi.
Still not answering the question.
Why?
The reason he asked you that is because you were on here saying that every team best players are their leaders.
Vocal. Because we're talking about the vocal aspect.
I never said.
You're saying he needs to rally the troops in essence. So
you said that.
Should Kawhi Leonard be held to that?
I said that the only knock on KD is that he is
not KD. They said about KD, because I said Marcus Smart. I said Marcus Smart could be the leader of the Celtics, and you went ballistic. He's like, how? He's not even the best players.
You want to know why Marcus Smart cannot be the leader of the Celtics? Because at the end of the day, he doesn't have that all-star caliber talent. That's the main reason.
But you just said thank you. You just said thank you to him saying UD is the leader. Yeah, and he has.
You're kind of
No. I just like that. I'm not gonna lie. I was biased towards that UD argument. I was biased towards that because I loved hearing that. I love hearing that Udonis Haslam argument. I definitely did. Listen, anything Miami, you know, I'm gonna be biased towards. I'm not gonna lie. I am gonna be biased towards.
Well,
at the end of the day, Marcus Smart having the biggest. I'm not gonna change that. Marcus Smart is not an all-star caliber player.
He can't have a voice.
His voice isn't the most important. Is what I'm saying. The voice should be Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Those are all-star caliber players.
But this is where I think you're getting mistaken, though, is because the best player on the team, I've been on several teams where the best player on the team was not the leader. was not
At all.
the captain, the guy leading the crew. It was not that guy, because the best player, if their skill set is not to be the leader, it's to go get buckets and win us games, I want them doing that. I don't want you to be the teacher, the coach, the captain, whatever you want to call that person. I want you to play your role. If I'm a good leader, and this is why so many players that will go on to be coaches, those were guys who were vocal leaders, right?
Facts,
a lot of them.
facts.
They weren't necessarily the best player on their teams, but they knew how to lead teams.
Close.
At the end of the day,
I'll give you one last example.
Mhm.
I don't think it's ever been a McDonald's All-American that went to a college that became a captain right away.
Okay, I understand.
I don't think you understand what that means. Because when you walk into a college, they will always give it to, even if it's senior, a sixth man, a seventh man, a senior that's been through the run, that know experience, that know how to vocally lead. Not a person with all the talent in the world. Kevin Durant going to Texas his first year, clearly the best player, won all the college awards. I doubt he was the captain at Texas.
But listen, at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, it's like this. KD, with all of his talent, I just personally believe that with all of his talent in the world, that he should be that guy. He should be that guy, as in an MJS, to push his teammates to that level. That's my personal opinion.
How many guys do you know are like that though? Like the best player and the leader. Like, can you like rattle off like 10? Because I can only name for real like 3 that are at elite, on that elite level, and be vocal like that too. Kobe, MJ, Bron.
No. Wait. It's not always that situation. I'm not saying it's always that situation, but at least somebody has to have that talent, as if I'm an all-star caliber player. Shaq mentioned the Joakim Noah at the time, right? Joakim Noah was an all-star caliber player. He has to have some level of talent. You mentioned Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem offers a veteran leadership, and we all know what veteran leadership is. Veteran leadership is as in, I've been in the league for this amount of time, and I'm here to show you the ropes. I'm here to push you to where you need to be. But at the end of the day, you need that guy to be like, yo, when I say something, this is what goes. And when I say something, it's because I'm that guy.
No, basically, I don't like your take because you're negating players like Avery Johnson, Derek Fisher. Like, I can't rock with that because I know Derek Fisher's voice in that locker room was just as big as Kobe Bryant's.
And that almost sounds like you saying all vets have a certain level of leadership. I think that's super capped.
I'm not saying all vets, but there's a particular.
How do you distinguish it though?
Why
you got
especially for the ones that, sorry, I don't mean to seem like we're ganging up on you here, but like how do
we do it every show?
It's cool. I'm ready for it.
Because
I'm ready for it. Trust me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. I want to hear your last point.
No, because we were saying I might have forgot what I was trying to say, but
how do you distinguish the leadership?
Yeah, how do you distinguish the leadership? Because you're saying that a guy has to have all-star level play about him too, and a vet, then he's automatically like the leader.
Okay, this is the context that you guys are missing. As in, what I'm saying is that who you're gonna listen to the most. As in UD, you mentioned from Miami Heat, we're gonna listen to Udonis Haslem due to the amount of work that he's put in throughout his whole entire career.
But he put in work like the same kind of Marcus Smart work he's doing now. He didn't put in all-star caliber work.
He did not. But at the end of the day, Udonis Haslem has been
basically
through
you're giving him longevity.
UD has been through the struggles of Miami Heat. UD has been through the ups and downs. UD has been through everything with the Miami Heat. So at the end of the day, you have to give him that respect. You have to. Because at the end of the day, he's been through it all. He's won in 2006. He's won through that LeBron years. He's been through literally everything. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you got to listen to my mans. There's not a lot of players that have that type of stand. You mentioned Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher has been through that. Derek Fisher has been through that ups and downs with Kobe Bryant. So I can see your point, as in, he had the same amount of voice as Kobe Bryant because he's been through everything that Kobe Bryant has been through.
But Marcus Smart has been through everything in Boston for his 7 or 8 years. He's been there. He's been to conference finals, been to semifinals.
I understand that point. I understand that point.
So why you think his voice don't matter? I think honestly, people
I don't
look
think
at
it
Marcus
doesn't
Smart
matter.
before they look at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
But that's the point, Dell. That's the point. I don't think it doesn't matter. I just think that the voice that needs to be heard the most is from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Why though? If they're handling their business on the court,
because those.
Good.
Oh wow. Dub was getting smoked.
He was getting smoked, but that's okay because I wanted to ask. He'll be back. Ron, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on hearing the Curry MVP chants in the Barclays Center.
Back for that.
That's actually crazy, and that was one of my major takeaways from what Stephen A was saying, and that's one of the points I did agree with him on. Is how do you expect to have a successful team if the stadium that you're playing in isn't really behind you and rocking with you like that? I know that's not a place I would want to play at. And I mean, I felt like he was just kind of using that as a jab to KD, not coming to the Knicks, and as a jab to Kyrie. But at the same time, like that's like going home and your wife got a picture of another dude on the wall.
Whoa.
You see what I'm saying? Like who it's like that though. And KD should really feel offended. James should really feel offended. Those are MVP caliber players. And so it's like for you to be an MVP caliber player and a dude from the whole opposite coast comes to your stadium, drops 50 on, well, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much he had. What do you have? 37? Allowed 37. And then
he made a statement.
Yeah, he made a statement without a doubt. And then your fans are chanting MVP for him. I would be offended. And I think Stephen A does have a point on that. But at the same time, that doesn't matter. What does that have to do with what they got going on in the locker room and the way that they're playing? Right.
Your own Hezi, thoughts on the MVP chants?
I mean, I agree. It's crazy disrespectful. But then again, to Dale's point in the beginning, are Nets fans really Nets fans, or are they just New Yorkers that are watching the Nets now? You know what I'm saying? So like that ain't gonna happen in the Garden. I don't care what Curry does in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Knicks fans ain't gonna chant no MVP. So I think that right there is crazy. I like it though for the Nets, particularly for KD, because he internalizes that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so
he needs something to eat off and feed off.
Yeah, I'm ready for him to, what I mean, to show that he ain't with that. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for him to cook whenever he goes back, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, but I want to touch on one point though that I didn't get a chance to touch on. And Dale, this is what we was talking about in the group chat. So obviously you guys don't know what was going on, but we were talking about it in the group chat, and Dave, he said, let's not forget this is still a losing franchise with very few glory days. Dale replied and said, I know, I'm just saying Knicks fans aren't jealous of Nets fans. And then he said that's a fact. But then I rebutted that. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, they might not have a pass or anything, but what does that have to do with what they currently have? They have 3 superstars. I know one's not playing, but they have 3 superstars. They have 3 reputable veterans that were all-stars in Paul Millsap, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Blake Griffin. They have other championship pieces. Well, another championship piece, Patty Mills. I mean, I guess you could say Joe Harris, Bruce Brown. They got a great supporting cast. They have a nice group of vets. And then they also have those superstar level players. I don't think they're lacking talent at all. I don't like for him to say that Kevin Durant doesn't have a supporting cast. I think that's bonkers, and I think that I don't care what their tradition is. Like if you put this same team, like I think if you take Milwaukee Bucks team and you put them in a LA Clippers jersey, just because the Clippers haven't won a championship and Lord knows how long, they're still gonna be that same team. I don't think the locker room or the past or what the jersey says has anything to do with the capabilities of the players. So I don't think he was saying that. I don't get why Dave brought up the past and the ego, whatever. But I don't think that the argument fits. Like I don't get the question or anything. I don't get what I'm supposed to be talking about right now. He was
serious. I'm confused. I'm lost at what am I responding to, JD.
No, I'll bring it up literally.
Ron has tendency to do that.
I'm literally bringing up what was in the chat. I'm saying, but because I said based on what they have, they should be changing that narrative of them not being in their glory days. That's what I was getting at.
No. I think,
and then you said they changed their narrative already.
Of who being in the glory days?
So Dave said, let's not forget this of the Nets.
Oh, I don't know why they brought up the losing franchise, but even Stephen A saying that KD don't have help, I don't agree with that as well. Because for me to agree with that is for me to agree with saying LeBron James didn't have help in Cleveland, and I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Bron fans would say LeBron didn't have no help in 2018 based on he was just out there alone. Even when he had Kevin Love, who people wrote off, they had wrote off stars. So the one thing about the media is they're going to write off their stars and say that superstar that's doing what they're supposed to don't have no help. But we as fans, like myself, I'm going to still look at the caliber of LaMarcus, Blake, James as help. But a lot of, like how you're saying now that he does have help, you would say 2018, Bron doesn't have no help. That's what I would argue against. Because
Bron had a good team.
You've never said Bron had help in 2018.
No,
never said
Dub has said that. I thought he had a good team. Even at that time, I didn't think they were beating the Warriors, but when he had Jay Crowder, because look, I'm a big dude on vets. I'll bring up a lot of guys, and you guys will be like, "Oh, you're bringing him up? Why are you talking about him?" A dude like Jay Crowder, which he was in the championship.
We only did that to Boris Diaw. You said he was a Hall of Famer.
I'm talking about the chat too. I never said he was a Hall of Famer. I said
something along those lines.
I said he was.
Ron, you was capable
busy.
Boris Diaw.
I'm so right. Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw's a great championship piece, just like how I'm about to say Jay Crowder is. Just how I'm about to say George Hill is. Just how I'm about to say who else was on that team. He still had K Love on that team, right? In 2018.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously.
But what you're talking about now is like the chemistry aspect of it. So like, because those guys aren't as good as whoever we have on paper for the Nets, right? But the Nets ain't working out.
Yeah.
As opposed to whatever team that Diaw was on winning the chip, was it? Or even like when he was with Phoenix, they had chemistry and they was like getting a lot of dubs. You know what I'm saying? And so we're talking about two different things. We're talking about what's on paper and how good that looks versus how much chemistry do these guys actually have, and can that translate onto the court?
Wait, you said the Nets ain't working out? That's what you said?
I know. I'm saying no. Ron, you saying
that's basically what Stephen A said.
Oh, Stephen.
Yeah.
Listen, the Nets are working out because at the end of the day, they still have a good record in the league. It's just, they just had a bad game against the Warriors. I don't know why. I mean,
the narrative is KD doesn't have help.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
And I absolutely don't want to hear this. You want to know why I don't want to hear this? Because before the season, we did all these clubhouses, we did all these shows. I've been talking to all these people, and before the season, all I was hearing was Brooklyn Nets this, Brooklyn Nets that. They're winning the championship. They're gonna do this. Nobody can beat the Nets. Yeah, I know Kyrie's not playing, but I'm like, for them to just be missing that one piece, I don't think Kyrie's that big of a drop off. For them just to now all of a sudden not be at least that good to to compete.
But Ron, you see that this is why that's such a big deal, because at the end of the day, contract. You paid all this money for this guy.
Yeah.
So now that depth in that bench and everything, that comes into question because of the money that you're paying for that guy. But at the end of the day, they still have Patty Mills and Paul Millsap and LaMarcus Aldridge and everything. Yo, Bruce Brown, Dell actually told me about Bruce Brown and everything. Yo, Bruce Brown, that last game against the Warriors, he actually played very well. It's crazy. But it's like when you get those type of caliber of players, you have to sacrifice something. And they sacrifice their depth for Kyrie Irving.
No, undoubtedly.
No. What I'm saying, you can't say Dub. No, not Dub. I'm sorry. Ron, you can't say a Kyrie Irving not playing. Everybody just pick up the slack. Because one thing you'll do with that, you'll look at, Patty Mills scored 23 points. You can't say Patty Mills' 23 points is Kyrie Irving's 23 points, and you've done that numerous times.
I did it one time.
No, you did it. You did it just now.
No, one time. He did it. No. He did it one time.
He did. He said that one time, but what he said just now is this. It's along the same lines. He just said that Kyrie's not there, but you have other players that no, it's not.
Well, we knew Kyrie wasn't going to play. We knew Kyrie wasn't going to play.
Still, I didn't.
And you guys still said Brooklyn Nets this, Brooklyn Nets that.
But they're the second team in the East or third. I'm not worried about the Brooklyn Nets. We're having this conversation because they got drugged by the Dubs last night. That's it. I'm not worried about the Brooklyn Nets at all. Like, I have no worry about them or them coming together and figuring it out. Is it 15 games yet?
Yeah, and we actually are going to get to that, Del.
Okay, and another thing I want to talk about is the Steph thing. The Steph MVP thing, I guess, of course it happens in the Barclays, but like Euro said, it won't happen in New York, and I think KD should feel disrespected. But he won't. and that's just who, like, I'm just telling you, he will not look at it at all, because the people that said MVP was not, they were a Warriors fan. That's one thing about Brooklyn that other teams, like when the Lakers come in there, you'll see a lot of yellow jerseys there. But if you go to the Garden, the most Knicks fans is selling that out that we hear. So everybody's saying you can hear the MVP. First you get smacked. Nets fans don't got nothing to cheer about. Yo, y'all do y'all thing. What y'all, they look down 20. Of course you're going to hear, let's say, 200 people screaming MVP.
Right.
Of course you are. Like, so, but he won't look at that as no way. One thing he's so at peace with his game and the way he's playing. It's like,
right.
I know who I am.
All right, let's continue talking about Stephen A. Smith, because he said another interesting thing about LeBron being done winning titles. Dub, I want to ask you, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but because Stephen A. said it, I want to bring it back to life. He said that LeBron, no more titles for him for the rest of his career. Do you agree, disagree, and why?
Yeah, listen. I know you guys think I'm a LeBron hater, but listen, LeBron is not done winning titles. This team is constructed for him to win a title. JD, you just caught me by surprise because I didn't know that Stephen A. said that. But the fact that Stephen A. said that is actually ridiculous, because let's go back in time a little bit, because they said that same thing when he joined Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and all them guys, saying that, oh, he's done winning championships and everything. And what did he do the year after? He won a championship. LeBron is not done winning titles. He's trying to win a ring every single year, and that's just his goal. He's trying to catch up to MJ, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. The fact that Stephen A. said that is actually ridiculous to me. I can't believe he said that at all, but LeBron is not done winning titles at all. At all.
You're on
I don't know why he said that.
I don't think so either, man. Will he get one being in the driver's seat? I mean, that remains to be seen, because he may not get one this year, and then by next year we're gonna have to wait and see, how he looks. But who's to say that, you know what I mean, he can't be second fiddle or even like the third option or something like that, and kind of like conduct the offense like that, and then win a chip like that. So yeah, I don't think Bron is done. Definitely not, man.
Ron?
I mean, I predicted the Lakers to win the championship before this year, and I'm not walking that back. I still believe they're going to get it done. Stephen A's just been nasty today in this whole last week. I don't know what he must be trying to get some clickbait going on or whatnot. I don't know what's going on over there at First Take. But
the ratings dropped. The ratings dropped.
Okay.
Max left and took the viewers with him.
Yeah.
They need to come on over to Player's Choice.
Facts.
Without a doubt.
How many years do you think
his big ass forehead?
How many years do you think LeBron has left? Because we have to take that into account too, right? Should I
answer the question,
please,
JD?
Del.
LeBron is not winning another championship.
Why?
And I don't understand why y'all so gun-ho. I think Ron is only saying the Lakers because he said it earlier.
The same reason you're not concerned about the Nets is the same way I'm absolutely not concerned about the Lakers, and I just said it.
Do you think?
Guys will
let me
figure it out.
One question, seriously. Do you think a healthy Clay come back, they could be the Warriors?
Well, here's the thing. It's four teams.
Yes or no?
No, it's four
Just
teams.
Yes or no?
It's four teams that can beat the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
In the Warriors are one of them.
Okay.
But do I believe that
wait,
the Lakers
who's
can
the
beat
other
them?
three?
Yes. I'm gonna go with them, the Warriors. I'm gonna go with the Nets, obviously the Bucks, and then might only be three. But then I mean, you could obviously say maybe Miami Heat. You could say the Miami Heat.
Okay.
I don't think like I've always said, Bron is not the same Bron. And And that's we're gonna have to start there. Like you said, with him being the main guy, then who? I don't think Bron retires as a second option.
You think he retires if he is the second option?
I don't think he retires a second option. I feel every time LeBron's playing, he's coming with the mindset that I'm the best player. And I seen that this year. Because I thought Bron was gonna tally ho, relax, give people more freedom, more reign while he's on the court.
Ride the coattails.
To pass the helm and in the playoffs go full force. But as I've been watching, when Bron is there, it's like Bron's like, which he is, I'm the best player. We're gonna go through me. We're gonna do this. This is what he's thinking as I'm on the court. Where I feel Bron has to adapt more to who's around it and them adapting to him, because he's not the same level of dominance as he once was when it was easier for people to just gravitate around him.
No, without a doubt. I hear you.
So,
on that.
and I think it will just consistently continue to collide with LeBron James and what he got going on in terms of team aspect of succeeding. The biggest threat to the Lakers now, for when Bron come back, is Bron just like, yo, we got a left freedom ring. And I think Anthony Davis should be the main cog in everything that's going on with the Lakers when he's on the court, making the most decisions. And Bron just...
It's not going to happen.
Bron gonna find his way, though. Like, Bron, he gonna... But him getting the ball, him having the same usage rate, they're not winning that way no more. Not against those Warriors. Not against those Warriors, bro.
Why don't you think they win that way? Why don't you think they win that way?
Because Bron impact is not the same when he was in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15. The impact of Bron at lifting around him it's not the same.
So you can't consider the Warriors because we don't know if they're going to work with Klay coming back.
Oh, I think that's like, I think that's turning the knob, Euro.
Yeah, let me tell y'all.
I don't.
Euro. If Klay is healthy, Euro, that's just turning the knob, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they're not. What I'm saying, there is a possibility that they're not.
Oh, only if he's still hurt. If Klay is healthy from before, turn the knob.
Do you think Poole is going to be able to do what he's doing with Klay in the lineup?
He's going to come off the bench.
Yeah, he's going to be that sixth man.
He's going to be the sixth.
And he's going to be cool with that?
Hell yeah.
He's coming back for Klay Thompson. He's going to nod his head and be, yes, sir, let's go. Easily.
And the thing about it, Euro,
Klay
I don't know, man. He might be gaining ego right now. You know?
Doing what?
Let me tell you something.
On what? On the regular season?
Jordan Poole.
He knows what it's about.
Like Dell mentioned earlier, they're talking about sacrifice. Jordan Poole's going to sacrifice his offensive game for Klay's offensive game as well as his defensive game, because Klay's defensive game is way better than Jordan Poole's. We know that. So that defense with Klay Thompson in the lineup is going to be way better than what it is now. So I'm telling you, bro, that Warriors team is going to be crazy if a healthy Klay Thompson comes back.
Here's the thing about Klay, though. Here's the thing about the whole thing, especially with Jordan Poole and even Andrew Wiggins, because those are two phenomenal pieces that a lot of people kind of really don't give enough credit for what's going on in Golden State right now. But I'm like, the thing about Klay is Klay doesn't necessarily need the ball.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Klay will sit over there and wait for Draymond or Steph to get him the ball. Klay even wait for Jordan Poole to get him the ball. Klay actually makes it easier for Jordan Poole. So it's like when Klay's out there, his gravitational pull to him, the way the defense has to focus on him, it frees up, it opens up the whole game for everybody. And let's not forget, these dudes is called the splash balls for a reason, you know.
Good take, Ron.
Klay comes back.
I'm with it. I'm just saying,
take,
like, I'm not going all the way there until, like, I have to see it first. You know what I'm saying? I have to see it first.
So let's say Klay comes back at 75%. Let's say Klay comes back at 60%. Let's just hypothetically.
He won't be back. He won't. We can't.
That won't happen. Let's say all he can do is this. He's a arguably top 3 shooter of all time, right? So if all he can do is this, he still helps the Warriors out phenomenally, tremendously.
He's not coming back at 60, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't believe he is either. I'm just hypothetically speaking and saying, let's say Klay can't do anything but shoot. He still helps them in a crazy way.
It was Achilles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if KD,
it's Achilles and ACL.
Okay, that's different then. I was gonna say, because if KD can come back,
no, it was
Say it,
But I
JD.
think-
Finish it, JD.
I was gonna
Please
say, if
finish it.
KD can come back and kill like that off of a serious injury like that, I'm like, Klay Thompson's game is not nearly as strenuous as KD's game.
Perfect.
So I'm like,
That's
man,
perfect.
Klay might just come back in throwing flames, 5 dribbles a game.
Sure,
that's so perfect, JD. Like what you just said is exactly what I was said. That's amazing what you just said.
But to your own Hezzy's point, I mean, they're not all people can bounce back from injuries, the same. So it's going to be a look and see. But I mean, I think I'm with Dell in this, is that I think Klay comes back fine. I think that he integrates seamlessly with the offense, because it's not like he got traded while he was injured coming to a new team. So
they started that offense. He could literally just pluck. Bloop.
I mean, I would love it. I ain't gonna front.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
Like don't think that I'm out here, just hating on the Dubs like that. But you know what I mean? Like I would love it, but we'll see. We'll see. Because to JD's point, that's not just an injury. That's
right.
Injury on top of injury. Like this dude was healthy and then boom again. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Don't forget, John Wall just came back last season and he had a great season too. For what he just came,
we're not putting John Wall in the same category.
We're not. But I'm saying he came off a torn ACL and he came off an Achilles injury back to back, just like Klay. And then he came back, and what he averaged, Dub, it was like 27 and 7.
He did.
I know it was for the Rockets. I know it was, a lot of people say empty stats.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but also, Ron, there was a narrative around John Wall being washed. So for him to do that, it's good.
It's not empty stats, because at the end of the day, for you to produce those numbers is really hard to do, especially like you said, coming off of injuries like that, Achilles and ACL. It's like, those aren't empty stats, man. Like, you still really got it like that.
And my guy Jay Gideon said on bad efficiency too. It was on bad efficiency, but I wasn't necessarily looking at his stat line. I'm more so looking at the way he was out there playing,
moving around.
His fluidity. He was, he didn't look like rookie John Wall, obviously, but he was, he still had, a look that extra gear that he still could hit.
Right. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for. 15 games in. Dell, the stage is yours. We finally get to hear some takes, maybe some predictions. We'll see if we get lucky enough, but we want to hear.
Are you good? You guys are gonna ask me, or I'll just start rambling?
I want to hear. I want to hear what you have to say. 15 games in now. Let's maybe get, I don't know, who your top 3 to 5, if we could get that for Eastern Conference, Western Conference. Who you like right now? I don't know.
My top West teams are Phoenix, not no order, just naming the teams. Phoenix, Utah, Warriors. Right now, I'm gonna go with them 3. They're playing the best. For the East, I'm gonna go with Brooklyn. I hate Milwaukee record, but I'm gonna go Brooklyn, Chicago.
What?
I'm gonna have to at Miami. I'm gonna go Miami.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that.
I'm gonna go Miami.
Because I was gonna come at you hard.
And let's hear.
Pause. We said that at the same time, so we met that time.
So let's hear.
and one thing, and after I say this is still my main point for the whole season. But one thing I'm going to have to say if anything, I'm totally shocked about. I'm so shocked at how bad Russell Westbrook is playing without LeBron James. It's the biggest baffle in my brain. Watching the game is the biggest thing that baffles me to the core. Like, AD been having good games while Braun not there and all that, but the fact of how Russ looks with AD, and it's just solely on Russ. I just felt Russ in that light will have the Lakers pushing more and more. But as I said, his Braun dominance is lower. I think it has to be the same for Russ, because it looks bad, man. And I really thought Russ and AD would have found their way better. And I have to give more credit to Anthony Davis. Is like he literally can play with either one of them. Like, he's literally that type of player right now that, if he's healthy, he's on the floor, he could, and he wants to play basketball. Because I think AD played basketball because he's one of those players I don't know personally. I could look and watch that he plays basketball because he's been talented with it his whole life. That's what I think for Anthony Davis. I know KD, he loves hooping. he would go where he loves hooping. Like players like Dame Lillard love hooping. I think AD was tall, and people say, "Yo, you could hoop." He's like, "All right, I guess."
Bro, his game kind of looks like that.
I really
he's just been blessed.
Remember, AD wasn't tall his whole life. Remember, as I think
I know
or a sophomore,
he was a point guard.
Right,
and then he grew,
Right. So it's like, I just get that. Like, I just get that vibe from
type of vibe.
I just could be totally wrong.
That's what I was getting at with AD earlier, though.
But that's not his talent on the court while he's playing. You don't.
Oh, you talk about off the court. He really be like, "Oh, I'm not really tripping off hoop like that."
All his answers is just so like, that's what I'm trying to. But when he's playing, if someone's killing him and he's getting the ball, he's not backing down from no one while he's playing. I've never seen it. If you have, I've never seen that. I've never seen that. If he's playing, he's trying to win. He's out there. He's trying to play through injury. Like the game he came back in the playoffs. I think it was last year, right? Came back, played for like a minute or two, not even a minute. Yeah. Uh-huh. He tried to play, got hurt.
I think he did that one time earlier this year too with something.
Last year
he hurt his leg. I think a couple games ago, and then ended up coming back.
He hurt something in the playoffs, but he still tried to come back, and he got hurt again. Like he shouldn't have been playing.
That's every playoffs though. That was in the bubble too.
But he came back. He was wilding in the bubble.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he was wilding. He was wild. But so. Those are my three teams. My MVPs right now would be KD and Steph. I don't think no one else is in the. I don't think no one else. Ja Morant started early, like I said, but he's cooled down. Jokic is still playing well. Defensive player of the year probably will have to go to Gobert right now. What the hell he's doing? I like Anthony Davis as well. But they're just losing. It's like he can't be a defensive player for his whole team.
They're you're looking at the Lakers too. Their defense sucks as a whole, so it's tough to look at AD individually.
And then Giannis had 47 tonight. A couple of those was on AD. Couple, like, you know what I'm saying. So you can't look at that. What else we got? 6 man of the year. I probably have to go to Tyler Hero. Rookie of the year, probably Scotty Barnes. I like the kid from Indiana, Chris. He's playing well as well. I didn't know. Another thing, I didn't know Cade Cunningham. Never seen him play. Was so polished as a basketball player.
I think Cade play?
I never really watched him. I watched him when he played Jalen Green, and Jalen Green is more fiery and fiery, like a pogo stick jumping. But Cade Cunningham is so polished. I think in a couple of years, people are gonna be like, "Wow, with that kid." Yeah, like he's
smooth as
wow. I didn't know he like could dribble, put the ball. Everything looks like polished, and he was good. What else you got for me, JD?
that was amazing. That was amazing. But I want to get, because I know people are already gonna be bugging. They're going to look at the standings. They're like, why are those your top three teams in the West and the East? So can you just give some background of like what went into that decision?
Oh, well, watching, it's not clearly the stand. I don't know. He's watching the game probably. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know the record of the teams. I know the Brooklyn is second, just because from watching the game last night, they kept saying that they lost.
They're third now.
They're third now.
Yeah. Well, they're technically yeah, because the Wizards and Bulls are tied at the top. So what? They're tied for second. Right. I don't know how all that works.
I would say. Oh, I forgot to say this. Sorry. I feel the Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers are my biggest surprise right now in the East. In the West, I would have to go with not the Nuggets. Was it the Kings? No, Kings. Who did I like out of the West that I was like, oh, they're still Paul George.
The Clippers.
The way Clippers been playing without what's the name. And I seen some today. It was like, damn, is Paul George better as a leader than a follower? It's probably deems to be so. Like, because the way he's been trucking it along, just not even saying much. You ain't hearing nothing from Paul George. All literally been doing is hooping, like just hooping.
PG's a victim of narrative, man. Everywhere you
go. So just been hooping. So I love what PG's been doing. But my standings for the teams, I feel you can't deny what Steph is doing. You can't deny Steph putting them up there. You can't deny Phoenix and them just winning 7 or 8 in a row. Just honestly,
I think it's 9 right now.
They're playing right now, I think. They probably won already. But even them playing,
talking about
Phoenix.
The game you're watching.
Yeah, it's a good ass game.
They went to the finals and no one's talking about them. Like, I think they've been on. This might be their first or second game on national TV. They're just still back into like, oh, everybody's not injured, so we gotta go back down here. I still love what they're doing, and and I think the Clippers are playing well as well. So those was it the Clippers I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Paul George.
Yeah. So those, I think that was easy, like, to be honest. And with the East, with Brooklyn, I actually like Philly too, but they just been banged up these last week with so much injuries. They lost some tough games, but I still like Philly and what they've been doing. But Brooklyn, and I'm gonna finish with my Knicks. That's why I haven't brought them up yet.
I want to, because you brought up Philadelphia, I want to ask you thoughts on Drummond filling in when Embiid's out.
Not the same scorer, but dominating everywhere else.
Looks good, right?
Yeah, not the same score, of course, but dominating,
right.
Rebounding.
Drummond was never just trash like that, and that's I hate when they put that type of narrative on people.
Honestly,
and I'm for sure. Guess where
that narrative came from.
I'm not saying trash.
Guess where that narrative came from.
It came from the Lakers.
It came from LeBron.
Oh yeah.
It came from
LeBron. It came from his stint with the Lakers for sure. Because if you look at his numbers last year before the Pistons sat him down, he was averaging like 17 and 15.
Dub wanted to get that off so bad.
I wanted to so bad.
I'm gonna name off a couple teams that if Andre Drummond was on, it would be a nightmare. Let's just start with the team that's at the top of the East. Now I'm just gonna keep naming off a bunch of teams. If he was on the Wizards, they'd be a lot scarier. If he was on the Brooklyn Nets, that would be tough. If he was
not really.
If he was on the Hornets, I feel like that'd be tough.
Nets would be tough.
If he played for the Boston Celtics, that would be a good look. If he played
Boston is a good look.
Let's even say Golden State Warriors though. If he was in that would be crazy. He wouldn't be bad with Luka down there. And then I'll even say the Clippers too. So I'm like, it's a bunch of teams that could use Andre Drummond. So for him to run and be Joel's backup, that was just to me, that was weird. And I'm still confused about that. Like you got starting caliber talent and impact. So I think
his stock got hurt.
Yeah, because he was with LeBron.
I'm saying though, as those GMs, I don't care about his stock. I know what Andre Drummond has done and what he can do.
Wait, did Bron say something, or was it just like him and his time with the Lakers?
Just how he looked. Just his time with the Lakers. Just how he looked. Honestly,
and here's
Ron
the thing,
said nothing.
Ron, to your point, is that if he plays like this for the duration of the year, like he could get a contract somewhere else.
Yeah.
He just had the rough patch.
It's not even a rough patch. Y'all just looking at the playoffs, man. That's all you guys are looking at, as in he didn't deliver in the playoffs. Andre Drummond is still a very good player in his role, but listen,
this narratives be nasty because remember they did that when PG had a bad
this is what happens with
remember
LeBron.
Playoff P. Remember
listen,
that?
Ron, this is what happens with LeBron.
P.
If
What's
LeBron doesn't win, his teammates is trash. If LeBron wins, he made his teammates better. And that's the LeBron narrative. It's so annoying. I hate hearing it. That's why I always say that LeBron doesn't make his teammates better, because at the end of the day, it's either LeBron makes his teammates better, or LeBron or his teammates are just completely trash. And that's not fair to the teammates that he plays with. It's really not. It's really not at all.
All right, Ron, this next one is because of you bringing it to the attention of players' choice. And the question is, would you rather have KD's mid-range or Steph Curry's three-point shooting efficiency? And I want you to start this off. And you said that you've been having this conversation, so you want everyone to discuss.
Yeah. So I'd actually seen this on Instagram. It was a dude that was talking about it, and I honestly thought it was a phenomenal question. And when I'm first thinking about it, I'm really caught in a limbo because I'm like, KD's really shooting 60% from the field of just his regular 2-point percentage, and that's insane. But I'm like, would I rather shoot 60% from two, or would I rather be Steph and shoot 40% from three? And then it's like, when you break down the math and do the numbers, if I shoot 10 shots and make six 2-pointers, that's 12 points.
Right.
If I make 4 3-pointers, that's 12 points.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's
pretty even. It's pretty deadlock.
But I think I'm gonna go with Steph's 3-point shooting efficiency, just because when Steph heats up, it's over. And on top of that, it's a 3 versus a 2. And Steph can just as easily go 6 for 10 from 3 as KD can go 6 for 10 from 2.
Okay, I'm gonna think about this. Whenever you have a take, go ahead. I'm not gonna call on anyone because I gotta think about this. I don't think it's cut and dry.
I'm going Steph. I think it's real cut and dry. Number one, based off of what Ron just said, if you shooting threes, if you can shoot like Steph, that opens the floor. You know what I mean? If you confine to inside the arc, that makes everything tighter. Now, if you nice like KD and tall like KD, you know, that may not be an issue for you, but it is for your teammates. Number two, the game is just different now. You know what I'm saying? The game is deeper. You know what I'm saying? We're launching shots from, further out, and that's just where it's at right now. So as the game has evolved, I'm going with the new hotness. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, dude shoots 44% from career from 3.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Insane.
Crazy.
It is nuts.
And the volume that he puts up, you know what I'm saying?
And the distance as well.
And the crazy thing is he's going to be like how many threes? It's like 135 threes before he passes Ray.
Yeah.
And he's not he is nowhere close to being done.
He might hit that. He might hit that before All-Star break.
No, I'm talking about like in his career. So
Yeah,
like,
but
it was like the gap between.
I
don't know. But the gap between, like, you know what I mean, when he will be finished as the number one shooter, 3-point shooter of all time, to the second guy, Ray.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do you think will be able to like chase and beat Ray out of the second spot? I don't think that's possible like that. You know what I mean? So
I think Dame got a little action. I think Dame might be able to. He might get there.
Maybe, but he ain't getting Steph.
No.
So yeah, I'm rocking with Steph all the way on this.
Steph's untouchable like John Stockton's assist. His 3-pointers is gonna be untouchable like John Stockton's assist. And I want to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Bron is really right there on him. So but similar to that though.
Yeah, John Stockton's assist is untouchable too, but that's because of the evolution of the game. There ain't nobody running pick and rolls and like that no more.
That's true.
And you're not gonna have a point guard like him. Plus, you know what I mean? Like Carmelo is not just that guy as a power forward. He's also a top 3 all-time like leading scorer. That's a combination there.
He's second, Tom.
Second.
He is.
Yeah, fam.
Del, do you?
Come on, it's the truth. What the hell did I just say?
I don't know what you just said. I think it's time for your camera to shut off again. Del?
No.
Yo,
I'm good.
Can you ask me the question again? So I'm taking one out of the game, or what I would rather have.
Okay, so so the question is, would you rather have KD's mid-range, so efficiency-wise, or Steph's 3-point efficiency?
God damn.
Bro, it's tough. And it's tough too because when you're thinking about it, you're like, okay, KD can also shoot the 3. So when you're
that's where I'm stumped upon.
That obviously he can't shoot the 3 as good as Steph Curry. But the fact that
Steph can shoot 2s also.
Yeah,
he can. But
we don't give Steph 2s enough credit.
But
this is my point right now.
KD doesn't need space to
get
his shot off.
Wait. Isn't Steph one of the best finishers in the paint, like in the league?
Absolutely.
Like no matter the position. Like percentage-wise, he is like he has the highest percentage in the paint too.
And this is my point. Why I don't. Okay, I'm gonna try to pick an answer, but it's why I'm stumped. It's because we're saying, what would you rather have?
Right.
KD to me is the better scorer. Right. I think we'd agree or no.
I agree with that because I think KD's the best scorer in the NBA.
Is it crazy to say that Steph's a better scorer than KD?
I don't think it's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Okay, I'm happy you said that. So you think Steph is the best
scorer? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just saying, is it crazy? Just based on what Hezzy just said about his tools. Obviously, his 3s are out of this world. Free throw percentage. A lot of people don't factor in 3s, but Steph gets free throws. But Steph gets fouled a lot. He shoots the highest percentage out of everybody in the league.
It's not crazy because at the end of the day, the fact that this man demands you to pick him up as soon as he crosses the half court makes him like, it's like you know how hard it is to guard somebody who could shoot from that far of a distance, and that opens up more opportunity for them to drive by you,
Yeah.
or to get an open layup, or to get an open mid range. Because at the end of the day, you have to respect the fact that they could shoot from that deep.
Mhm.
So it's not really that far fetched to say that Steph Curry is a better scorer. I personally believe that it's KD, but it's like, yo, if you have to respect the fact that this man could, as soon as he crossed the half court line, you have to put a hand in his face. It's like it just makes it that much harder to defend him. It really does. It's hard as hell to defend Steph Curry.
I mean, it's
it really is.
impossible.
I have another question, Katie Steph question after Dell goes.
Yeah, so I want to say Steph efficiency from 3, but it's so hard because both of them are just master classes at what they do. And I want to know, which one do you guys think is easier to guard? And that's why it's and that's, you know what I'm saying? It's because as we see Steph more 3 for 13s, 2 for 6, 3 for 9 games, more than we see a Kevin Durant from 2 going 2 for 12.
I agree with that. So I don't think you can guard either one of them, but I think Steph having an off night is more likely than KD having an off night.
Right, and that's why I would have to go in my brain, and it's like, because 3s are more than 2s, and that's why I don't want to say the efficiency from the 2, but the fact that he could also shoot the 3 at a very good clip, it's like, JD, go. I don't know.
Bro, I thought that I had an answer coming into this, and then I was like, I'm going to wait and hear everyone's soliloquy.
Right.
Now I'm super torn, but I still think I'm going to go with what I originally thought. And I think I'd rather have KD's mid-range, because that is insane, knowing that when I put up a shot inside the arc,
it has 50%.
It's more than 50%. It is almost going to go in every time.
Right.
Like, that is insane to me. But also, I look at Steph Curry, and I'm like, he puts that thing up, it's going in. But I think I'd rather have that 60-point too, just be able to go get a bucket.
It's like
it just went down from last night because it was 68.
Yo, you know, like the crazy thing is they have both of them on the same team, obviously, right? So you know how we always talking about how, like, if Kobe and Shaq would have stayed together, how many would they have won?
Right.
If KD and Steph had stayed together, how many do you think are they capable of winning?
Oh, they would have won in 2019 without a doubt.
10.
Without KD getting hurt.
10 rings.
They would have won every single year, because at the end of the day, you can't.
I think they get tired. Not tired. I think they mentally need something to be like this.
Like
is
Jordan
easy.
with the Bulls.
Yeah, like this is just. I don't think Mike. I don't think Mike win in '94 if he's not as focused coming back as he did. And that plays a part. If Mike stayed committed, 91, 92, 93, they went 8 straight, 9 straight. If the Warriors would have stayed committed and healthy and they mind, like, all right, playoff, because they're probably one of the teams, just like the Lakers in 2000 or 2001, who I've watched flip the switch. Literally, playoffs, boom, okay, here we go. And it was crazy. It was like, wow. Like, the only time they didn't flip a switch was the year KD got hurt and the year Clay got hurt.
Yeah. The
first 2 years, the switch was like, boom.
All right.
So that's a good question. That's a very good question.
So I think that there's not a big gap between KD and Steph Curry as basketball players, right? Or am I saying something crazy?
I don't think you're saying nothing crazy.
So like they're both great basketball players, right? So now let's say you take away KD's mid-range and you take away Curry's 3-point.
No, I'm taking KD. I'm taking KD.
Why?
Every single time. Based off of, you see, this is what happens. Steph Curry's game, it's like this. Steph Curry, right? The effect that he has due to his 3-point range makes him that much better on the mid-range game and the layup game and everything like that. It's just like the fact that you have to pick him up from so far is what makes him that much better all around. KD is like, all right, if you take away the mid-range, he can still shoot the 3. He's still tall enough to, get by you and take a contested layup easily. So it's like I'm taking KD because.
But Dub, you know where most of KD's points come from, right?
The mid-range, absolutely right. But at the end of the day, I have more confidence KD driving to the lane or KD taking a contested shot when you take Steph Curry's 3-point range out and 3-point. You said Steph Curry's 3-point in general, right? That's what you
so
said?
he's just not as good of a 3-point shooter.
I have more confidence in KD scoring than Steph Curry scoring, because at the end of the day, Steph Curry, with his ability to score from that deep and score at that high of a level from 3-point range, I have more faith in KD than Steph Curry. I really do. I just do. I'm sorry. I do.
Ron?
It's kind of this is kind of tough. It's not even kind of tough. It's actually pretty easy because like Steph's gravitational pull outside the arc, like Steph, all he literally has to do is raise an eyebrow at the hoop.
Right.
And Cat, you guys see last night, he was just pump faking guys all over the place last night. One dribble sidestep, bang, 3. And that's kind of what gets Steph Curry off a lot. Pause too is when he's on that 3-point line, pump fake somebody and takes 2 dribbles for a pull up, or hezzy somebody. Shout out my guy Euro and hezzy, goes, hits that floater. It's him being able to shoot that 3 really opens up the game a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
But Dub, to your point, and actually to answer the question, I'm gonna go KD from 3. But Dub, to your point too, let's not act like KD's not strapped too. When KD crosses half court, he's getting like the defense is targeting him too. So KD can pull up from the logo. So you got to guard him out there as well. That frees up his mid range.
I want to address the chat because a lot of them are just saying KD, obviously, because you just go to the rack. Why doesn't Ben Simmons just go to the rack?
No. You're not going to do this. Don't mention Ben Simmons.
Just because you're tall doesn't mean you can just get free buckets at the rack.
Ben Simmons doesn't offer, what do you call it? LeBron, help me. What is the word? No, it's like he doesn't offer a threat. It's like
a threat from 3?
Yeah, you don't sit here and be like, yo, Ben Simmons from 3, you're like, oh yeah, I'm worried he gonna make 3. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna let him shoot that. So it's like Ben Simmons, I'm gonna guard him as if I'm Del size, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just guard the drive. I don't care about him shooting because I'll live with that. I'll definitely live with that.
So you just gonna sag off him.
I'm gonna sag the hell out of him. I sag off of him heavy because at the end of the day, I know that he's not gonna be that efficient from 3. So I'm like, all right, bet. If you want an all night, okay, cool. I'm gonna live with that at the end of the day. But Ben Simmons is a terrible example because at the end of the day, he doesn't offer that same type of threat as a Kevin Durant at all. Like it's nowhere near close.
Yeah, and it's a little difference too. Like KD versus Steph mid range, because Steph is 6'3". So when he's in the mid range, his shot's going to be a lot more heavily contested. When KD's in the mid range, he catches the ball in the mid range and he's literally looking at his defender like, I'm bigger than you, I'm longer than you, I'll shoot over you all day from here. It's
unless it's Giannis.
Unless it's Giannis, but even
and that's what it comes down to, because they are going to meet potential, but the likelihood is there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about John Wall in this interesting situation going on in Houston. Will the Rockets find a trade deal for John Wall, or is he just going to be sidelined the entire year? This situation is so weird to me.
I just want to, since we're talking about John Wall, since my boy Top Left Shaq isn't here, I just want to say John Wall is having a great time right now on Has Been Island. I know that's what he would say right now, so
hold on, Ron,
just go mention that.
Bro, having the best time, just 40 mil, just chilling. There you go, Dub.
Oh.
Dub has entered Has Been Island.
I got you, Ron.
But with that being said, though, I don't understand how it's teams out here that's not trying to trade for John Wall. I don't. Even if John Wall is your backup point guard, I don't know what the Clippers are doing.
Who's paying a backup $40 million?
That's a good point. But at the same time, well, I mean, when you put it that way, I didn't factor in the contract situation.
Yeah. So if he gets a buy from the Rockets, he go picked up from waivers very quick. Very, very quickly.
Because here's the issue. No contending team is going to have space for him because salary caps. No team that's rebuilding or young core is going to pay that because he's not going to be there for the rebuild. So it's a very weird situation.
Yeah, he's in a.
I think it's no answer for that. It's really a weird situation, man. Hopefully he'll come to agreement on buyout. I know he's living the life that he probably doesn't have to. He's in Houston, go to practice every 1st and the 15th. You get over 300K. I meant over 600 or something. You like it just happened. Just bloop, bloop, bloop.
It's so crazy.
Wild.
It's so what you know what I'm saying? No one's ever said anything bad about John Wall. You don't hear his name in the media. Or people downing his name. So,
and the Rockets have even come out and said that he's been nothing but great. Like they're literally just trying to find a place, and he hasn't.
So,
no complaints on either side.
Why is he not playing?
Because if he gets injured, he's definitely not getting traded.
Yeah, but I mean, how Dale just said though, who are they going to trade him for? You guys clearly don't have no suitors right now.
So play for the Rockets where you're going to win 20 games or...
Well, I mean, Ron, it's a contract, bro. The contract.
I think he comes from a buyout.
The contract is way too expensive for any team to take, especially on an injury-prone player like John Wall. It's like, I could waste all this money on a guy that could get injured within the next 25 to 30 games.
Yeah.
Is John Wall injury-prone?
I don't think he's injury prone. I think he just had back-to-back injuries. And one of those injuries wasn't even on the court. One of those injuries was, I think, like, I don't remember what was happening, but they said something like he slipped in his kitchen.
You know what's cool?
Achilles.
That counts to it. Like, you didn't even get injured on the court.
I mean, that's a freak accident.
But he's not like Mr. Glass.
That's the scouting report.
He's not Mr. Glass, and his bounce back is serious. Like he come back like he has been hurt. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, but you're absolutely right with that, Euro. But at the end of the day, it's like you got injured at the kitchen, bro. If you're right about what you're saying, it's like you got injured at the kitchen. Like it's hard.
I mean, that's a freak accident though. Like that's something that anybody can do.
True,
like, it's
what Ron is trying to say is like when you say injury prone and stuff like that, you are calculating the risk of like him being on the court and getting hurt. But there is no like how high is that risk of him stubbing his toe and like breaking his foot or whatever, like walking up the steps or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That ain't
one in
put it in another
1,000
team's
million.
perspective. At the end of the day, teams are always looking for a discount. So at the end of the day, it's like this. They're going to push that narrative as if, all right, John Wall got injured in the kitchen. Bet. I'm not going to sacrifice this many pieces because John Wall got injured in the kitchen.
Dub, I don't think anyone's taking that into account.
Are they like, John, we're not signing you if you still got that same marble floor in your kitchen?
Good mic.
Dub, what are you eating?
Bro, Dub, you are insane.
I'm hungry.
It's another one of those Dub episodes. Oh my God. All right. Off of John Wall. I just wanted to bring that up. Someone actually brought that up in the Discord as well, and I wanted to touch on it because I thought it was very interesting. It's always crazy to see someone of that caliber just sitting on the bench, but obviously it's for reasons, and it's nice to know that neither side is holding a grudge and everyone's very professional and no hard feelings. They're just trying to find a place for him. So moving on to the Staples Center being renamed to Crypto.com Arena beginning December 25th. Ron, thoughts?
Hey,
a lot of history getting erased.
Y'all better go download the app. Y'all better go get your crypto. That's the only thing I'm seeing. I'm not even. You know what? That's crazy, JD, that you mentioned that. I haven't even thought about
the sentimental side of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking. I'm looking in the future. Like, cryptocurrency is on its way up. I know this is a basketball podcast. But, I stand behind financial literacy, and I want to encourage you guys, go get some Ethereum, go get some Cardano, go get some.
Hold on. Ron, before you say this, make sure you say this is not financial advice.
This is financial advice.
No, do not give it. Do not say that.
Some crypto.
Do not say that, Ron.
All right, okay, all right. It's not financial advice.
And you are not a what?
I am a financial advisor.
Ron,
no, you're not.
You need to cover your ass.
This is a sponsored message right there. Ron getting paid on the side for this.
Oh my God.
Nah, this is a financial advice, but I mean, if you were me and I was you, I would go do that. But I
Can't
mean,
say that either.
This is crazy though. This is really crazy. That's Staples Center's now going down the drain. Not down the drain, but changing their
When
name.
the last time somebody been to Staples for real though?
I was there 4 weeks ago.
You gotta see that. I see like it's some stuff that when somebody saw that today, I don't know if somebody said in our group chat, like when the last time, like everything's Amazon now. I'm surprised it wasn't being named to Amazon.
For real.
Like everything's Amazon now. So Target, all them stores like that, they hate Amazon. Like Jeff
no
Bezos
one likes
is like
Amazon.
It's all about the trends, Dale.
This is Jeff Bezos. Like, what are we gonna do here? Like, what are you? I don't think it's a trend with Amazon though. I think COVID happened and people couldn't go to the store no more, and then
no,
Del, Amazon was taking over regardless.
Yeah,
it is.
Right.
I'm
just thinking COVID surged it way more.
Oh, without a doubt.
COVID for sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
COVID for sure made
I've had
this
Amazon
stuff happen
since college.
Faster, but I mean the takeover is
it was upon us.
Yeah, it was coming regardless.
Right.
When I said about trend is about, listen, everybody's hot on crypto right now. So of course they're going to go with whatever is hot. And what's the hottest thing right now is crypto. Crypto is over Amazon. I'm sorry, but when everybody's talking about financial stability and financial investments, they're talking about crypto. They're not talking about Amazon, because at the end of the day, Amazon it's hit a very high stride. But at the end of the day, bro, like Amazon has hit close to its
what the hell are you talking about?
Wait, hold on. Time out. Hold on.
What
you
the
think
hell?
crypto is over Amazon?
But also
as in the trend.
Start.
No. Time out. If we're talking about the trend, yes. The trend crypto
okay,
is
it's hot.
over Amazon.
It's hot right now, but that still doesn't mean anything. Like
it does.
Like
at the end of the day, crypto, everybody says crypto is the future. Crypto is always going to be the future. And Amazon, I believe Amazon.
Where do you think they will be using the crypto?
That's a great point. And that's
on Amazon.
Amazing point.
They're opening up way. Bro, they're opening up a lot of.
Hey, but hold on, Dub. Why are you
twisted?
Why are you comparing Amazon and crypto though? Is it just because Dale had mentioned that that Amazon should have been the name of?
It's all about. No, we're talking.
No,
about
I was just saying that to say.
No.
But I'm saying you brought up Amazon. I want to know why are you comparing them as a.
No, we're talking about trends, right? We're talking about trends, and
never let me Dub go.
The trend that is hot right now. The trend that is hot right now is crypto.com. Crypto in general. Crypto in general is hot right now, so they're always gonna push the trend that is hot as of the moment.
I mean, are you sure though? I think it's because Amazon bought or crypto.com literally bought that ad space. I'm assuming
the only reason.
If Jeff Bezos wanted to, he could have slapped down a bill and said, you know what? Forget crypto.com 700 mil. I got $1 billion.
Jeff Bezos could probably buy 10 crypto.coms.
For real. And then on top of that, he could have bought the Staples Center and then did that dance that Dale was just doing and said, put this on the on the big screen outside of it.
I'm DMing Jeff Bezos right now.
That's fire.
Oh my God. Yo,
good evening.
Listen, at the end of the day, right now, man.
At the end of the day, what's more hot? What's more hot right now, crypto or Amazon?
I said, good evening, sir. Could you help me out with a question?
What's more hot right now? At the end of the day, what's more hot right now, crypto or Amazon?
I mean, I don't understand why we're comparing them though.
I don't either.
They're not even in the same sector. Crypto is a currency. Amazon is a
marketplace.
Wait, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's more hot right now, crypto or Amazon?
I'm gonna say Amazon. Reason I'm gonna say Amazon is because it's more people that use Amazon around the world than it's people that even know of crypto. It's still crypto. Crypto to be invested in crypto, you're an early adopter. You're really ahead of the curve.
It's true.
Okay. I got some. Never mind. I just got some BS that just got texted to me.
Oh my God.
You don't need to be looking at that. You need to be looking at the chat.
I don't even know what they be saying. I told you I don't be looking at the chat. What they be saying?
Okay.
You don't want to know. But Dub probably needs his own podcast where he just drinks with guests. That would be an amazing podcast.
Great name.
Dub drinks with guests. Drinking Henny Dub and Co. Good business name, Dub. You're just gonna have to get Henny to sign off.
Let me look at what they're saying. Whatever y'all just said, please repeat right now because I'm on the chat right now.
Dub, you should have said that. This is about the you just opened the gates of hell.
Oh my God. All right. Well, technically that was all I had in the doc. Oh, actually we could do this one. I actually put a start bench cut today since we were talking so much about Stephen A. Smith. Start bench cut, Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless.
Wow.
Starting
In their prime,
Smith.
because Skip is looking a little shaky these days, man.
Starting Stephen A. benching, Skip, cutting Max. Max is the worst, bro.
You're on Hezzy.
No, wait. I need some context. Why is Max terrible?
He's terrible, bro.
I've heard this, but I want the chat to hear this.
Nope.
No, you're not gonna get into that.
Nah, bro.
Oh man.
This is gonna be crazy. I mean, I don't particularly like any one of these dudes, so I'm starting Skip. I'm benching Max, and he's like 12th man though. And Stephen A. he out of there, man.
Why don't you like Stephen?
I don't like how he pretends to be for players, and he definitely not for players. And I don't like that he pretends.
I think he's for players though.
I don't
100%.
like how he pretends to be a player when he's not. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not with it. Now Skip does that too. I ain't gonna front, but Skip at least, you know, he's like the old man that just fusses, like, you know what I mean? So
right, Skip's been the same way. Skip, I think Skip has to be there. I think Max Kellerman. I think Max might have had some of the worst takes I've ever heard in my life. Ever. Like,
wait, hold on. Hold on. Max Kellerman steaks or Ron steaks?
Nah. Ron has bubble MVP, which goes down in the Hall of Fame of takes for us, for me, because that laughter is always A1. But I've watched Max Kellerman say Kevin Durant wasn't top 6 in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched Max said on Monday, Kawhi's the best player in the NBA, and on Wednesday it was Giannis. Based on winning a basketball game, and I would never forget that. I'm sorry.
Max is the king flip-flopper, man.
And I can't it.
I would love to have Max Kellerman on the show.
I would love to debate.
It would
Max.
be so fire to see Max
Kellerman. We gotta get Max.
We gotta line that up.
Max would have that. You know that face he's making when he be blinking like this? Well, he'll have that face like almost every 5 minutes. Bro.
Nah, Max
Kellerman, this is your formal invitation to Player's Choice. Please come on the show. Maybe we're too early for you, but soon enough.
Adam on Twitter, bro. He responds to Twitter comments a lot.
Soon enough. Please come on the show. Dubs, start bench cut, Stephen A., Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman.
I'll have to go more towards Stephen A. to start because I'll bench Skip Bayless because at the end of the day, Skip Bayless, I believe, is a little bit more biased than Stephen A. Smith. And then Max Kellerman, for me, Max Kellerman is way too much analytical. He's way too much analytical for me. So I'm starting Stephen A., benching Skip Bayless, and cutting Max Kellerman because at the end of the day, Max is just, it's way too much, bro. It's just every single thing, every argument that he makes, it has to deal with analytics. And I don't believe that analytics is the full way to judge a person's, what's that word? Importance or something like that. It's analytics is not the full way to judge somebody's importance to a team or importance to their game in general. So I'll have to cut Max Kellerman for that.
Ron?
I'm gonna start with Skip Bayless. I'm not starting Skip Bayless. I'm gonna start with talking about him. I feel like Skip doesn't get enough credit for his terrible takes. Skip be saying a lot of stuff that it just be like, Skip, where did that come from?
No, the only thing he's bad with is with his LeBron stuff. Like
Yo,
everything else is not that bad.
I've
It's
heard
really
Skip
not.
say some terrible stuff. But the thing about Skip, and where I will give him, and I'll start Skip in this realm, is if we're talking about entertainment. Entertainment-wise, Skip got it. Skip can sell tickets for sure. He can get views.
I think, Ron, I have a theory about Skip Bayless, and I want to run it by you. Do you think that Skip Bayless 100% believes all the takes that he says, or does he say that stuff because he knows what's going to get play, he knows what's going to get views?
I think he said a lot of the stuff because remember, it used to be him and Stephen A going at it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not easy to just get over on Stephen A in an argument. So I think a lot of the things he said it just as debate tactics, just to try to use it as leverage against Stephen A. Smith. I think that was the only thing. Like if Stephen A went with this team, then he was like, okay, I got to go with this team just because I got to debate him and just because I have to, choose opposite sides.
And I'm not gonna knock it because if you can do that for this long, good on you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna start Steven. I'm gonna bench Max and then Skip. Well, you're getting skipped, bro.
See ya. All right.
Why are you cutting Skip and not Max?
Personally, I don't think Max's takes are all that bad. Like he might have a couple bad takes. Everybody has a couple bad takes.
That's where Ron gets his takes. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bro, I don't think Max is bad. I mean, you said you don't like his analytics, but I mean, other than that, Max he tends to come with solid logic behind his take.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just the fact that I believe he relies way too much on it, and analytics, it isn't always the way to go. It's really not.
So he needs to get out of Statland?
Definitely needs to get the hell out of Statland.
All right, Dell's favorite topic of every show, viewer submitted questions, starting with the start bench cut. This is from It's About Damn Time, Dub's favorite person on YouTube. And really quick before I do this start bench cut, we get a lot of these from the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord and you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the audio platform, stop what you're doing right now. Go join the Discord. We have a viewer submitted questions channel where you can submit these. We've pulled some from YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. But Discord, I promise you, it's the easiest way for us to get these. So coincidentally, this one's from YouTube. It's about damn time. Start bench cut. Jokic, Cat, Embiid.
I love that guy. I really do love that guy. I'm not gonna put his spot out there, but I really love that guy.
Who? It's About Damn Time?
Yeah, I love him to death.
Since he's your best friend, Dub, you can answer first.
I'm starting Embiid. No. I'm starting Jokic. I'm starting benching Embiid, and then I'm cutting what's his name? Cat. I don't like Cat like that. So that's an easy one for me. And then Jokic.
Yeah, I think this is an easy one for me as well.
Yeah, Jokic this year has been showing the hell up. So I gotta give props where props is deserved, and Jokic has been showing the hell up.
You on Hezzy?
Jokic, Embiid, Cat.
Ron?
Easy.
Everybody started Jokic, but I've been saying this for the last 3 years, and I still wholeheartedly believe that Joel Embiid is the best big man in the league when he wants to play. Joel Embiid is the most dominant. Well, aside from Giannis, he's the most dominant big man in the league. When Giannis isn't a center, so he's the most dominant center in the NBA. Jokic obviously does things that he doesn't do, but Joel does things that Jokic doesn't do as well. And I would personally rather have Joel Embiid than Jokic. So I'm going to start Joel. Cat's getting cut, and then, I'm going to bench Jokic.
This one is specifically for Dub from Yuffie J on YouTube. Great name.
Shout out Yuffie, too.
Last 2 to 3 years, who's better, Jimmy Butler or Russell Westbrook?
Good question.
Great question.
And it's tough because we've seen 15 games of Russell Westbrook, so.
Yeah, that's the hard part because Russell Westbrook this year has been very underwhelming. Hmm.
So recency bias is in play here.
Yeah, recency bias is very in play here. I think due to recency bias, I might have to go towards Jimmy Butler. But when we're talking about like Russell Westbrook's like OKC days, I'm definitely going with Russell Westbrook's OKC days over Jimmy Butler's, hands down. But the recency bias towards what's been happening so far as to this season, I'm going with Jimmy Butler all the way.
Ron?
This is why everybody says I'm bad take guy, because I pick Russ in every situation. And today, it's not going to change. I got Russ. No, I'm like, yo, Jimmy did make an impressive finals run. But, I mean, what about last year when he got zapped out of the playoffs? Do we talk about that, Dub? When he got zapped out?
Russell been getting zapped out the first round for a while now.
Okay, but then now I'm talking about the future. What are we going to say this year?
Miami Heat has been looking real good, bro. Real good.
And they can still get popped in the first round too. It's a few teams that might do that. But
I don't believe so.
I'm just saying, no, Russ does stuff like 40, 14, and 11, and then we just act like he doesn't do it. And then we want to talk about this about Russ. We want to talk about, oh, he dribbled the ball off his foot during that one play in the clutch and this, and this. Oh, well, he did this. Oh, he wore this to the game. I'm like, you guys actually tend to forget about the fact that Russ puts up better numbers than your favorite NBA player. And we just don't talk about that. We literally do not talk about that. We only talk about the negatives with Russ, and we don't talk about the positives. Today, we didn't talk about the fact that Anthony Davis only had 18 points. Did we? No. The first thing we ran to was Russ, and Russ actually had 19 and 14 today. Nobody talked about that. Nope, nobody talked about that. When the other day, I literally sat in our chat and I waited for somebody just to acknowledge the fact that Russ had a competent game when he had 26, 15, and I think 8. I literally waited. I gave it 24 hours. Nobody wants to bring Russ up. Nobody wants to bring
But if
he has a bad game, if he has 6 turnovers, oh my God, Russ is in LA turning the ball over. He's messing it up for Bron. He needs to get out of there.
No one has said that yet. Don't change the narrative.
So you guys have not said that the Lakers don't need to get rid of Russ? I've literally been hearing that ever since.
I've never said that.
Wait,
I've never said that.
He's making stuff up. That's his other show. Listen. Listen, the fact that you're sitting here waiting for us to compliment Russell Westbrook because he played well, that's a red flag.
No, I just want you guys to keep the same energy. No, I want you to keep the same energy because when KD comes out and has a bad game and I do that, you're gonna be like, well,
I've never
doing this, and this. But I've never called KD out on having a bad game because
okay, perfect. So have I ever called? So if when KD plays good,
I never said Delroy. I said
no, but when he plays good, when KD plays good, do I say, Ron, I don't hear you? No.
Dale, just the other day we were taping for KD when he went, and it was a great game. When he shot 13 shots.
Did I say something or JD put that in the chat?
It was in the chat.
JD put in the chat, and so you're talking to JD, and I just agreed with his. Of course, I agree with what he said. I probably put something like this up. I think that's what I did. JD threw that out. I think I was like this with the emoji. I didn't do that. I'm not going to. You say, hey, Russ get a triple double.
You might not Russ do that, but everybody else does that. And I'm just like the fact that you're just not watching. You're clearly just not paying attention because every time Russ does something bad, it's all of a sudden it's the end of the world.
No, hey, Dave. If Russ is in that chat for doing bad, it's because he played bad and he took a backboard shot that hit the top of the backboard and he's spinning around.
Okay,
that's why.
But you've talked about that though.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was so
Eric Bank.
Eric Bank, right. Eric Bank is hilarious.
Eric Bank
and I'm not gonna come out and I'm not gonna say that Russ is playing phenomenal this year. I'm not even gonna say he's playing good this year. He's actually severely underachieving. But I'm like, we know who Russell Westbrook is, and we know what he is to do. This is going to for sure turn around.
All right.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you on that, Ron.
Your own Hezzy. This one's from Gabe FC in Discord. Who is better right now, MPJ or RJ Barrett?
Fire.
RJ.
MPJ ain't playing.
And also, I don't believe in MPJ, man. I feel like that I don't know, was it his rookie year when he kind of like showed out a little bit and then everybody was on him? And then I felt like that kind of was like.
Nah, he played well last year too. He played well.
Yeah,
well
but in between, but he didn't pick up right like where he left off that first time he showed out. So like to me, that kind of like seemed like, oh, okay, he's too young. And that kind of got to his head a little bit. And so he'd be putting up some shots. I feel like RJ is like more consistent in terms of like his improvement. Like he's like on a, you know what I mean? Like consistently moving up or whatever. He's also a bigger like piece to his team, you know what I'm saying, than MPJ. And so I'm gonna just rock with RJ.
Dell?
I don't like neither, to be honest. And I'm a Knicks fan. But healthy MPJ, I would go with healthy MPJ over RJ Barrett.
Ron?
This one really is tough because I really like the fact that RJ really plays both ends of the floor. And he really is like, you could see every year his game is progressing. But remember when RJ came out, RJ was supposed to be this. He was supposed to be that. So he hasn't necessarily lived up to his expectations just yet.
But he didn't fold. And that's something to be said. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so tough.
It's a lot of things that's going on with Michael Porter in terms of how Euro Hezi said he did ball out that 1 year, and then the next year he kind of teetered off. But he had a great play. He had a bad year, but he had a good playoffs after that too. And then, but I mean, this year with the games he did play, I expected a little more from him, especially bouncing off of that contract that he just got this summer. But I don't know, man. I would say if healthy, I'm going with Michael Porter Jr.
Do you know Steve Nash is his godfather?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
That's big too, because I like. Do you think he's like calling them up, or like they got like they share coffee together or something like that?
Probably. They're both in New York, so
yeah, that's what
if they had a free time, they probably link a little bit.
That's an underrated advantage.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
RJ dad, I guess he was a baller too. That's how Steve Nash is his godfather.
They was teammates, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, he's been getting a lot of tutelage from his dad as well.
I don't think that happens every single time.
What are you talking about?
Let him go, Del.
What?
Go ahead.
You don't think what happened?
Go ahead, Del.
You talking about me?
Yeah, go ahead.
He tell you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I don't think that happens every single time. As in terms of RJ Barrett and Steve Nash, I don't think that happens every single time.
What happens, bro?
You don't think what happens?
You talking about the guy?
Like they don't have a standing date. Like every Wednesday, me and you.
Steve Nash being the godfather to RJ Barrett and them having that automatic connection. That doesn't happen every single time.
No, we're not saying they have an automatic connection. It's like I'm saying he said, does he know his godfather? Like, do he hits his godfather up? I know their connection is close, so that's why I said it. Like, that's why.
Hey, but Del, it doesn't happen every single time, bro.
Right. Yo, JD, does it happen every single time?
It doesn't happen every single time.
I know a lot of godparents and everything that
it happens every single time
at all with the freaking kids that they're supposed to be godparents to. Trust me, like it doesn't.
I know that as well.
So it's like
I don't know why it's that being brought up right now, but I know it.
I just don't think it correlates to RJ Barrett and Steve Nash like at all. I just don't.
How though?
I just don't. That's my like you said. Wait. Like you said, what's your favorite color? Red or blue?
No. This is not even close to that.
I'm gonna say something. You got it, bro. I see you're on vacation. Enjoy it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, because
you're not even on the same planet as us.
No, for this particular correlation, I just don't think that pertains to this type of situation at all. I just don't.
Okay?
Hey, Dub, you got one of those coconut drinks right now?
Yo, bro, listen, I drunk half the.
You got the straw that got the little thing on the top.
I drunk more than half the bottle already.
Yo, you had a rough day, bro?
No, I had a great day, like a great day.
You gotta open your eyes, bro.
I can't open my eyes.
The sun's too bright, Ron.
Because, bro, like
his eyes is closed.
You gotta put some sunglasses on.
No, my eyes are closed. Because, bro, I had a great day today, man.
Amazing shirt you have on.
I appreciate it. I love Tommy Hilfiger, bro.
Right.
Well,
Yo, are
yo,
you twisted?
I
I'm
mean, do you hear it?
twisted.
Is this Zuda Zero?
This is Zuda Zero to the max because, bro, when I tell you I drank half this bottle by myself, bro.
Yo, don't be
It's
shaking
so
your
bad.
head with the eyes closed, man. You're gonna start spinning. It's gonna be ugly, bro. Like,
Nah, bro,
stay with us, man.
All right,
Let me tell you.
go
Let me
ahead.
tell you, bro. Whew, I feel good.
All right, we're gonna get this last question off, and then we're gonna send Dub to bed. Who has had the better career, Paul George or Carmelo Anthony? This comes from Street Jesus 317 in the Discord.
Melo, no competition.
No competition.
3 gold medals. 3.
I
Done.
agree. I agree with whatever you are said.
Boy, Melo.
I don't know that I would agree just on the basis of Olympic gold medals, but
I'm gonna use the word that y'all be using. That's nasty. You know, Olympic gold is actually meaningful to everybody except for people in America.
no, I respect gold medals, but when I'm comparing individual basketball players to one another,
Who are you comparing? Melo versus who?
Paul George.
PG is not gonna enter top 10 scoring.
You should have said that first.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
Am I changing your mind now, Jay?
Now you have, I mean, it's a better point.
Yeah.
For sure.
Honestly, I wouldn't have brought up Melo in my take or either, like Melo Olympic. Honestly, I wouldn't. And that's my point. Like Americans really don't value the goal as much as Europeans.
That's what I said.
And you know what's crazy? The chat is falling right into what you just said. Dude said gold medals. Who cares? I'm done. Euro's trolling out his ass.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I personally think gold medals are important, but
I think they're important too, but
honestly,
everybody on my head about this. That's
Paul
crazy,
George.
bro.
Paul George is not.
no, I'm not trying to get on your head about it.
No, Melo has been the better scorer. Melo has been the better scorer, right? But I don't think it's as easy. I'm Team Melo. I don't think it's as easy because Paul George have a good 3 or 4 more years to like pad them accolades up.
Without a doubt.
So I can't. I need 2 finished products to go against Melo. Right now, of course, I would say Melo,
but the question is not in the future. We're talking right now. Who's had the better career? That's the question.
Yeah.
Oh, like right.
Yeah.
If we stop. Oh,
yes.
If they're retired right now, I'll have to go Melo career for sure. But I think it's unfair to Paul George though. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair
because Melo has more years, of course.
But exactly. Like it's like way more.
Right. I think that's why they asked the question is because like they're just trying to compare him right now. See what
I wish this was like. This is Paul George. What he was drafted 2009 or 2010. 2010, right? So this PG 11th year, I think 2010. I want to stack up their 11th years. I think other than buckets, because Melo been buckets for a while, like Paul George, I think he's a 5 or a 7-time All-Star. I think he made first team All-NBA. I don't think Melo never made first team All-NBA.
What?
And Paul George, I don't think Carmelo.
Melo played LeBron every year.
Let's go. Let's go to accolade land.
Yeah, I don't think Melo ever made first team. I know Paul George made first team once.
Did he?
And yes.
Was it the year KD was injured?
OKC year when he was third in MVP voting. I think
Melo is not first team. He went 2-time second team.
How many times third?
10-time All-Star.
How many times 13?
4-time 13.
How many times did Paul George make first team?
1, and he made third team like 5 or 6 times.
So Melo's got 10-time All-Star. Why is this in the way?
And I think Paul George might have defensive teams.
Wait, hold up. Wait, Dell, you also have
Paul George definitely got defensive teams.
Wait, we also have to consider the fact that throughout Paul George's era, they changed it from position-based to front court and back court.
What does that mean?
That means there's more of an opportunity for you to be on an All-NBA team if you're on the back court.
More opportunity for who?
If you're on the back court, that's what I just said. Or the
no, how? But what? Like how though? It's the opportunity is him playing his game. I don't see the opportunity. What position he played?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, in Carmelo's era, it was strictly point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Now when
Bro, you know
Paul George is
Carmelo
there-
Anthony in 2010, right? That's his prime, right? You know that?
What?
Like that's the in
What?
2010. In 2010, Carmelo was in his prime. What do we what in? You don't think
no,
so?
no. Carmelo's best era playing was probably from 2000, I'll say 7 or 2008 and up. All the way until he got all the
Okay,
way
he just
until he
said
came.
2010 was his prime.
If you said 8 and up, 2010 is in that up.
No, but when did they change that? When did they change that narrative to from it being
I don't-
position based to?
So wait, you
Dub,
saying
Dub,
saying
we're not
Melo's
doing
prime
this,
is
Dub.
was less than 2 years?
No.
Who,
I'm
me?
not saying.
No. That's what Dub is saying.
Bro,
No,
he doesn't
I'm
know
not
what he's
saying
saying.
No, I'm not saying that at all. Wait, bear with me for a second, please.
Nah, but
Please.
Dub, I get what you're saying.
But what I'm
No, I
saying
get
is,
this.
when he was a small forward, he literally had to battle against LeBron or KD.
I agree.
If it's three
Right.
core positions, it could have been
Okay.
Melo, KD, and Bron. He
Okay.
didn't have to battle with him.
Tell me a time Paul George went in the first team, went in a all NBA team, like because I think he was all NBA once. Tell me when he went into time as a guard.
Paul George.
Yes.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he's ever been.
Hold on, I didn't get that. What'd you say?
Tell me a time Paul George went into the all-team list of as a because you said they switched it to just front court players, which means it should be easier for Melo to get in,
No,
not harder.
no, Dell. No, it should be easier for Paul George to get in.
Why
That's
not
the
Melo?
point.
They're in the same era. Paul
No,
George
they was
drafted
not.
Listen,
Because
Paul George.
Melo in 2016, he went to OKC, right? That's
Uh-huh.
when he went to OKC.
That
So
was in
I
this,
believe-
that was in the all NBA caliber. Melo.
Dell. Melo got hurt in the Knicks before he left to OKC, right?
Mhm.
So there was no way if he was even qualified to make that All NBA
Mhm.
team. So I'm telling you that within that time between, I believe it was 2014 or 2013, that
Mhm.
they changed the narrative.
I think a
as
little
if-
later than that. I think it was 15, 16, somewhere around
15,
there.
6. So that's around the area that which I'm talking about. That was
Okay.
more to that point. As if they switched it from position based, switched it from position based
Mhm.
to front court and back court based. Because at the end of the day, at that era, there was not a lot of good centers in that league.
Okay.
There was like, all right, let's make this more
Since
fair for the people
2016,
around the league.
since 2016, since the switch, I think Paul George only made it probably once or twice. So tell me now your point more.
I don't know. We have
Okay.
to look. We have to look.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying is they had the same opportunities. Paul George was drafted in 2010. From 2010 to now, he's been 5 or 6 time All NBA third team and 1 time All NBA first team. So the rule that you're talking about also affected Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, because from 2010 to 16, it was the same with the centers.
When did he make
forwards?
When did he make All NBA first team?
That year he made it 2018.
2019.
2018.
19. But that's just one
19.
time though. That's
Okay,
one
then.
time.
But
That's
there you
one
go.
time.
The
But
thing
there
about
you
that
go.
though is
But it doesn't matter. He would have made that if he played the same way, top 10 MVP voting with the old rule. He was
I don't
top
think
10
so.
MVP.
I don't
think
think
so.
so. I don't.
Two-
Actually,
What?
you know what? No, you're
He
right.
was top
You're right.
3 in MVP
You're right.
vote. If he played
You're
the
right.
same way and was top 3 in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, he was making first team All NBA.
That's the same.
got a
That's the
point.
same.
You got a
That's
point.
the same year that he got all defensive first team, and he was the NBA steals leader.
Yeah, yo, PG was in the. He was in top 3 in defensive player of the year, and he was in top 3 in MVP. And that's the point I meant to get across a couple episodes ago when we was arguing, Paul George and Luka, but you guys wouldn't let me kind of get off my argument. Not to dig up old skeletons and whatnot, but I do want to say, just based on all of that, with Melo and it only being one position in that first team All NBA. Melo wasn't going to get first team All NBA because they just weren't going to give it to him over Bron, and it's based on not partially, a lot of what Bron was bringing to the table, just stats wise, team success wise, but also too just narrative and whatnot. Bron was just he's the king, It's like Melo wasn't getting that over Bron, so I feel like it was a lot of times where Melo could have got first team, It was playing first team caliber, but he wasn't gonna get it.
Fire.
So
Amazing
hold on. So who's
question.
everybody taking though? Everybody taking Melo?
Well, right now, Melo has a better career. I was just putting some people not to sleep on PG because he's not finished. And for his first 11 years, he's done a lot of good things. A lot of good things.
Yo, Dale, so who you got? You got 2010 Melo or you got PG right now?
As players?
Yeah. Like who do you want to start your franchise? You get one season to compete. Who you want?
I'm taking Melo. I'm taking Melo in 2000, not even 10. I'm taking him the year with the Knicks when Jason Kidd played.
Okay.
I think he was second team All NBA player. The Knicks started out beautifully. And this is another thing.
Well, wait,
sorry, JD, hold on.
Aren't we the same people that say that we don't let these man-made awards decide?
No, only Shaq say
are?
man-made awards. But when you ask these type of questions, you have to bring those in. How could I just say, well, who has a better career? I can't decide on who's the better.
Because at the end of the day, Carmelo was battling against LeBron James. So of course he's not gonna have as much All NBA teams when he's battling against LeBron James, who's arguably a top 3, top 5 player of all time. So it's like, bro, come on. And then Carmelo Anthony, he had an era where they benefited more. He had an era where Carmelo's peak, let's keep it real, Carmelo's peak came when he was with the Denver Nuggets and probably in the early stages of the New York Knicks.
Okay.
All right. So they made that rule from the front court and back court after the New York Knicks era, or during the New York era,
okay,
when Carmelo was getting hurt. So you're penalizing Carmelo Anthony for not making the All NBA team.
No one's penalizing him. Let me ask you a question. No, because
he didn't have the same opportunity as a Paul George to make that All NBA team.
We're asking a question based on. I can't say. You could tell me whose career is better between someone. You'll never say whose career better between someone that didn't do nothing. You have to look at what they've done. Like that's why the question Ron asked was a good one. Who would you take, prime Melo? Because then you're looking at their game, not nothing they're doing. You're just looking at their game. But when you put the word career in, you have to look at their resume, no matter what. You just have to. It's why sometimes you knock Shaq. Is why Ron has Kareem as the greatest ever, because his career, his resume. When you put the word who had the better career, how could I judge that any other way? I'm not knocking Melo. It's just that's how you have to judge the career. When when you put a career up next to each other, you gotta look at what this player did and what this player did. That's how you judge that.
I think you're mixing up context. When we discuss who's the better player, that's different than accolades.
Right.
What's the question different. Though? What was the question though? What was
who career is better?
Who has had the better career?
Oh.
All right. And on that note,
you're in your bag today. Hey, honestly, I don't know.
He's in a plastic bag from Albertsons.
I don't know who to call it right now because they both have.
If you're going off a career, okay, yeah, I could definitely agree with you when you come to the accolades argument. But at the end of the day, man, it's like Carmelo was battling with LeBron James. A lot of guys in that small forward position to take that away from him. So I agree with you. It's hard for me to knock Melo for that because at the end of the day, Paul George didn't have to face that type of competition that Melo had to face with.
Are you serious though?
Yes.
Why he had to face Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James?
He did.
I know.
At the end of the day, like I said, it was a front court / back court. They switched the narrative.
Point.
That's my narrative.
That's my point. That's my point you're not making. When the years he had to face them, he still made All NBA. He made 13 like 5 or 6 times.
They switched the narrative as in front court and back court.
I'm telling you, when they switched it, he only made first team 1 time. That's it. He made nothing else. When he made All NBA first team one. When he made All NBA third team, it was with the old rule. He was still being an All NBA player with the old rule 5 times.
Paul
That's
George,
my
right?
point. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we could go back and forth all night. And I just realized this because I looked back at my notes and I forgot to bring this up at the top of the show. But today is episode 77. Shaq wears number 77. Luke wears number 77 too.
Shaq missed the 77th episode? It's crazy.
I know he missed the 77th episode, and I think this is why I slipped my mind because he wasn't here. But I wanted to say we've reached episode 77. I wanted to shout out Shaq because he is the mastermind behind putting Players' Choice together, getting it up off the ground. I want to thank him for allowing me to be here and bringing us all together to create this amazing show that we have today and building this amazing community with all of you. So shout out to Shaq. Wish you were here, brother. He'll be on next episode though. So
shout out to that wild guy. Hey, Dale, you don't have nothing to say about Shaq? When you miss episodes, he seems to have so much to say about you.
You know, that's what happens when you're like a key cog. I'm not looking at Shaq as a key cog today. Because my boy, he said he'll be here and then he wasn't here. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. I got nothing to say about that. I'll text him tomorrow, though.
Fire. All right. Final words, Ron.
Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay blessed. And we'll catch you guys at the next appointed segment.
When is the next segment? Tell me now.
Of the show?
I think it's Saturday.
Oh, I love weekend episodes.
We have the calendar.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
I think it's Saturday.
I'm not a part of that.
It's Saturday. It's at 10 Pacific.
Yep.
1 Eastern.
Yep. Dub. Final words.
God bless. And a special appreciation to Shaq. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for everything, man. You're really one of a kind, and
he's a bozo.
He's not a bozo.
I swear I second that.
I'll third that.
But nah, definitely appreciate you, bro. If you are gonna watch this episode later on, man, appreciate you, bro, and everything you've done. And at the same time, if you guys are watching this video on YouTube, just like and subscribe. If you guys are watching this video all the way to the end and you haven't done that already, definitely just do that, because at the end of the day, bro, you like what you're seeing and you might as well just like and subscribe.
No, that's a fact.
Your own Hezzy, again, thank you for coming on the show for, I think this is your 3rd or 4th episode.
Yeah, something like that, man. Making me feel at home, man. Really appreciate you guys as always, man. I want to give a shout out to the chat, man. I don't think I ever did that. So definitely shout out to you guys, man, for being a part of this and making this, the experience that it is, man. Love.
Appreciate you. Del.
Love is love. Gang, gang. Holla at me.
Always. And I'll repeat what Dub said because he's trying to take my job. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. We love y'all. Shout out Players' Choice. Peace.
Oh.